I'm just starting it live now, and then we'll just wait for a few people to come in, and then we'll get it underway. I've got a 30-second introduction for you as well, but I might need 2 of them. With a few honours. Right, I'm just waiting for a second to get the people coming on, and then I'll do my thank yous. Let's just getting a few people in now. I can see a few of you guys coming in now. Evening all. Hello, hello, hello. There's loads of comments already coming in. Brilliant. Right then, people, I will get my thank yous out the way first. Good evening, everyone that's coming on. Lee Ashby here from Motocross and Speedway Memories. I'll just get you my thank yous out the way. Big thanks for the support to Simon Pardo of White Eagle Finance. They give quality financial advice for pensions, mortgages, investments and protection. Check his website at www.whiteeaglefinance.co.uk. Big thanks to the legend Stefan Everts with his S72 gin and vodka brand. Check out his amazing products at www.s72gin.com. And a big thanks to Lee Owen of Owen Developments. They specialise in supplying turbochargers to global customer base, covering motorsport, performance aftermarket and OEM sectors. Check them out on the shop side at www.owenturbos.com and also www.owendevelopments.co.uk. Right then, people, as most of you know, I normally do a 30-second intro. I did have to do this for Eric Gunderson as well. I'm probably going to have to use 2 of those 30-second intros for this man. And I can see there's nearly 100 of you online already, live, so you must be interested in this one as well. Right then, so I will try to get into this intro, and I might need 2 30 seconds for this one, but I'm going to have a go now. So here's the first one. Here we go. Right then, people, this man is a 3 times World Individual Speedway Champion, 12 times Danish Champion, 7 times Nordic Champion, 4 times British League Riders Champion, 5-time Midlands Rider Champion, World Long Track Champion, 7 times Czech Golden Helmet winner, Australian Champion, Intercontinental Champion, 5 times Pride of the East Champion, 7 times Gold Bar Champion in Denmark, 2 times Blue Ribbon Champion. Here we go, another 30. 4 times Brandonopolis Champion, 6 times Olympic Champion in Wolves, Golden Sovereign Champion, Daily Mirror Golden Hammer winner, Golden Gauntlets winner, 2 times Little Child Trophy, 2 times Star of Anglia, 3 times the Laurels, 2 times the International, 3 times World Cup winner with Denmark, World Pairs Champion, 2 British League Championships, British League Pairs Champion, British League Cup Champion, and 5-time Midlands Cup Midland League winner, and rode for the Newcastle Diamonds, Wolverhampton Wolves and Coventry Bees. None other than the legend himself, Mr. Ole Olsen. How is it going, Ollie?
Good, good. That was a bit of an intro, I must say. Jesus, you know. I didn't know I'd won all that, but I must have done because, yeah. So how are you doing?
Not too bad, Ollie. Amazing to meet you. I really appreciate your time. A privilege, obviously, to be able to speak to you live and let the fans ask questions. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I'm out of breath now. I'm getting out your honours. Right, let's have a look. Most people, lots of hellos already. Right, we'll get straight underway then. Looks like people got their questions coming on thick and fast already. I'll put it up on screen as well. So you've got Tony Way from YouTube has put, "Hi Lee and Ollie. I wonder if Ollie can remember a meeting at Eastfield Stadium, Bristol, where he went to the referee's box with a silencer and was in discussion with him about it. Not sure if you can remember that, Ollie, or..."
I can't remember that particular one, but I think I can remember a lot of discussions about, silencers or mufflers and all that when that started to be introduced in the league. But I probably have done. I don't know. I hope I spoke properly to him.
Yeah, I'm sure people are going to be coming out with some very specific details that they're going to ask us about. Got Ronnie Hunt on YouTube has put, "Who was Ollie's engine tuner?"
Well, it was myself. No. Yeah, I sort of, well, in those days, I mean, we could look after the engines ourselves, but Guy Allard, he was the one that did my engines when there's something important had to be done. And then obviously being a Java factory rider in the tech.
Oh, it looks like we've lost you there for a minute, Ollie. Hopefully. Hopefully Ollie's internet's okay. Fingers crossed he'll be back in a second. The internet looks all good my end. Let's just see if I can take him out of the stream and put him back in. No, he's definitely gone off a minute with his internet or something. Ollie has. Yeah, he's disappeared off the whole thing. Hold on. I'll send him another link. Hold on a minute. Must be just having an internet issue his end. Let me just 2 seconds, people. Just try and get him back up on here. Ollie. All right, let's just. Oh, there he is. He's back. Ollie, can you see us now? We just lost you there for a second.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Maybe it's all this Corona stuff or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
It's breaking up again.
My tuner, that was Guy Allen from Buxton. He was. This. Yeah, there we are. This is sorry about that. I don't know if there's anything to do with us here, but no, that was Guy Allen, and he was a fantastic tuner, very good. Had a little shed or workshop out in Buxton, not far from Holmes Chapel where I was living, and he was a great guy, fantastic tuner. But it wasn't that much tuning those days. Yeah. Excuse me, it was just looking after the engines. That was a thing.
Yeah.
And making sure that they were all in good working orders, and so it was a bit easier then. I mean, today there's all the setups and all their problems, We didn't have them in the same way.
Yeah. So you worked on your bikes a little bit as well then?
Pardon?
So you've actually worked on your bikes as well, quite a bit then as well.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I was there with Guy when he was out there. I mean, grinding the valves and all these sort of things and putting them together, that was a big part of it. I thought that was very important as a rider. I knew exactly what was in the engines, how they worked, and things like that. I remember that with Eric Gunderson when I was working with him, and he was also, I said to him, what jet have you got in? And he says, oh, I don't know. You got to ask Preben, his brother. He's a mechanic. I said, well, you should bloody know. You should know what jet you got in, what gear and stuff on. But it was a different thing. I mean, we knew everything. So when you went up to the tapes, you knew that if the engine wasn't running perfectly, you knew what could be wrong or, things like that. So you were much more on the ball then.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've got Rob Brownhill. He's on YouTube. Did Ollie regret retiring at a relatively young age?
Oh, thank you very much, Rob. I appreciate that. I think I retired just right because really I wanted to stop already in '78. And then because we wanted to go back to Denmark, but then I won the world title then, and obviously got some few more years then, and then I thought, in '79 that we won the pair, so I kept going a couple of years and then I thought I'll win the world title at Wembley in '81, and then I'll retire there. That was the goal then.
Okay.
And obviously Bruce Penhold nipped me on the line. I still think I won though there, but you know, but no, he was a great boy, him. But so that was good. It was good stuff. And then I had a couple of years. I missed out in '82 at Los Angeles because I thought I was going to beat him over there, and then I never qualified. And that was also due to all this muffler shit we had around, you know, there was problems. And then I thought I can't stop without being in a world final. I got to finish that. So I did that in Germany, in Norton in '83. So I was sort of, you know, done a few laps around. I mean, don't forget in my best days, I did over 160 meetings a year, around in 19 countries. In those days, obviously, South Africa and Australia, New Zealand, and then a bit in America, and then back to England, you know, on the 10th of March. And all the clubs we had over there, we did over 100 meetings in England in those days. So it was a fantastic time.
Brilliant. I've got quite a few evenings. Simon Corbett, evening. Good evening, Mr. Dave Budge. How's it going, Budge? How's it going? Hi, Stuart Hare. Hi, Annette. And I've also got a hi there, Ollie, your mate Neil Roughton.
Oh, Neil, yeah.
He's got a picture of you on his profile.
Yeah. Yeah, he's one of my great fans, you know, Neil. Yeah, he's fantastic.
Right.
He has a lot of stuff and collected over the years, and I'm still in contact with him, a regular sort of thing. You know, we get an email or on SMS from him, and you had one tonight as well. You know, I'll
saying about the interview.
see you on the show.
Yeah.
So
even my
yeah,
that's nice. Even my mum's come on and put whoop Ole Olsen.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I've got Stephen. He's right. He's obviously put your
face of him.
Yeah, he's got your 3 world titles there.
Yeah. What about Martin?
Oh yeah, Martin, my uncle. Yes.
Ashby.
Yeah, Martin Ashby. Yeah, he was my uncle. My dad, David Ashby, rode as well. He was at Swindon as well. But obviously, you were both number ones at the time when Martin was there.
Yes, definitely.
Good memories of racing, Martin.
Pardon?
I've got a question actually from Alan Rossiter's come on. You obviously know Alan. He's put Ollie. How good was Martin Ashby?
He was good. He was very good. He was on the national team, and you know, he was always a tough guy to beat. So he was very good, but also a good person. You know, fantastic. You know, to be around, and a fair guy. So that was good. You know, great rider.
That's nice. We've also got Jack Dolby has put, we will see you at Cardiff next year, 221. It looks like he's got a profile picture of you as well. Jackie Dolby, is that pronounced? I don't know if Ollie can see that. Ollie's frozen a second. Simon Miles. Ollie. Oh. Ollie's frozen a second. Is that Wi-Fi bill been paid, Ollie? Looks like Ollie's lost his internet in then. I'm looking at my Wi-Fi and it seems all good. So, come on, Ollie. Looks like Ollie's gone off. Definitely have a problem his end at the minute, Ollie, with his internet. A bit of a bummer. Sure, he'll get it sorted. We've had some nightmares of people's there he goes. Device is not connected. Go on.
I don't know what's happening there, Lee.
No. Is have you got a Wi-Fi thing there, Ollie, have you?
Yeah, I have. I don't know, but you know, I don't know how we do have a good Wi-Fi. I mean, normally I can. I mean, I've had conversations with Australia and England. I have regular
Yeah.
and don't see many problems. But what
Fingers
I
crossed.
use is what is it that you're using? You use Microsoft Teams. You know, this is not it.
This is called StreamYard.
StreamYard, yeah. Well, it's
Mm.
Microsoft Team or Zoom. You know, what we mostly use. I don't know. I don't know if that has any effect. I don't know enough about it.
No, not
But we're
sure.
on
Fingers
now
crossed.
anyway.
We're on now, so all good. I've got Simon
Yeah.
Miles has put Ollie, 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 oh, oh, oh. That used to be a bit of a chant in the day in the crowd.
Yeah, they all called me Ollie, Ollie. Yeah, that was fantastic. You know, it was. I had really great support in England. It was fantastic. Bill Bridget, you know, from Wolverhampton, the boss down there, fantastic. And
But hi,
you know,
Ollie.
he
Did you
was a
enjoy your
great.
time? Yeah.
Yeah. So he was a great man as well. But I had some fantastic support in England. All my years in England, I was here 16 years, and it was a fantastic time. I would do it all over again. And obviously, in those days, British League was fantastic, best league in the world at that time. You know, 18 or 19 clubs. I can't remember how many there were, but fantastic. And we only met once a year, more or less, you know, home and away.
Yeah.
So had some great matches here, also some fantastic support. Some of the things I remember was I was living up at Holmes Chapel and driving down the motorway for World Finals and that at Wembley, which was fantastic. I saw all these buses going all the way down with all their scarves hanging out of the windows and everything, and Ollie, 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 all the way down. It was brilliant, fantastic times, and obviously you had a lot of. There was on more or less all riders that were in England, so it was good, fantastic.
I've got Jeff Daniels on Facebook's put Ollie, was great to watch you. Loved your battles with Ivan Major. Me being an Aces fan, I always looked forward to their clashes. Would Ollie regard Ivan as his main rival? Thank you.
Yeah, Ivan obviously was he was a man to beat, but so were a lot of other riders. There were lots of fantastic riders in those times in the 70s, and but obviously Ivan, and particularly, you know, when it was Bellevue and all that came down, the Aces, it was great, also great to race up there at Bellevue, the old Bellevue, and when he came to Coventry or Wolverhampton, you know, we had to beat them. Had some great nights at Coventry, beating them. Also, when he rode for Hull, Ivan, and I remember one of the nights there, and there was Gary Newborn. He was there from I think the Midland TV or whatever commentator. Him and Dave Lanning, they were great people too. They really sold the sport fantastic. So we had some great nights there, and Coventry obviously was fantastic, winning the league there with them in '78 and '79. But it was good.
I've got Simon Corbett has put, was Newport the worst track you rode in the UK? And did you like Exeter and Halifax?
I wouldn't say Newport was the worst track, but it was a special track. It was more or less square, you know, and then obviously you have the crump, you know, which was difficult to beat down there. And also Halifax, they were all special tracks, you know, Exeter. I got the hang of Exeter in the end, you know, especially when we were down there with Coventry and that. But they were a little bit different tracks, a little bit bigger and a little bit different shape. So like at Exeter and that, you had to come in sort of more or less crossing the grass, going into the corner, and then up hitting the fence, and then go the other way. So and the same was a bit at Halifax, but it was great. It was all the different tracks we had over there was good. You know, really, you had to master them all to be good.
Yeah, definitely. I've got a bit of a story here from Annette Brody.
Yeah, I can see that.
She's put, "Hi, I'm not sure you will remember this, but in 1975, you were at an open meeting at Stoke, and there was an all-girls team giving it a go called the Stoke Potterettes. Myself, Pauline Bastable, and 3 other lovely girls. We were allowed to use the changing rooms once the guys had vacated, and we were full of beans, and I'm afraid to admit we all swapped all the guys' undies, yours included. Just want to say sorry." Oh,
Well,
that's brilliant.
I can't remember that, but I can remember that Stoke when that opened. That was fantastic. We got the track open there, and I had a couple of training schools there as well with all the Danish riders. I don't quite remember that incident though, but it would be right when she says it, and that would be the thing. They would have had a few mix-ups in, and I hope the ones I got then were better than the one I had then.
Yeah. Right, I got Kevin Barnett. He's put, "Hi Ollie and Lee, big fan. Always been a Swindon fan with a red coat with all Swindon team badges on. It was you, and always remember your car reg, Ollie 8 in the 70s. And who's your up and coming rider to watch? Thank you, champ."
Very kind, yeah. It was a great time there as well at Swindon, and I had that car. I was after the Ollie one, but couldn't find that one, so I had to live with that number 8 on it.
Good times then with the plate. Everyone remembers that. Have I lost him again? Oh, looks like my Wi-Fi is on full, so fingers crossed we get him back. Nightmare. Ollie's having a little trouble with the Wi-Fi there. I'm just going to have a quick look through your questions while we're waiting for Ollie to come back. Watch the video on YouTube. I remember that. About that, I'll ask him that one. I remember Ollie's golden helmet match. Races with John Louis. Yeah. Rode with my dad, John Harry. Do you remember Bradford? Sebastian Trezier. Just trying to look at your questions. Colin Richardson's on. Sean Tacey. Paul Reddo. Fingers crossed Ollie comes back with his... it's a shame he's having a bit of an internet problem there at the minute. Mine's all good. I'm looking down at mine now. Mine's on full. Bummer. Just gives me a chance to quickly look at a lot of your questions that have already been coming in. Okay. Thanks for the question, Roscoe, as well, about Martin as well. Fingers crossed he comes back on there. He's come back twice, hasn't he? What a bummer. Great to get such a legend on. Mod cons, eh? It's not all cool, is it? Wi-Fi's and this and that. Ah, dear, oh dear. I'm just looking at their best graphic. I see Barney Kennett's come on. I'll just look through your questions until I can get Ollie back on. Oh, hang on. Might have Ollie back.
I'm there.
Ollie.
Yeah.
He's back. We got the man
I don't know
back.
what the hell that's happening.
No, it's a shame. Yeah, I'm looking at my internet. My internet's all on full on the Wi-Fi, okay. So I'm not sure.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Right. We'll get the next question in then. Here we go. We got Matt Stevens here. I know he was involved in running a Reading side recently. He's put, "Hi Lee and Ollie. It's Matt Stevens here. Who was your hardest opponent, and who do you think is the best ever? P.S. You're a gent. My old man met you in a hotel in Cardiff when I did the walk for Darcy Ward a couple of years ago, and it's the only time I've ever seen my dad starstruck.
Well, again, that was kind words, and it's it's hardest opponent. I think I had a lot of them, because they were all hard and they were good riders. You had to beat them. If it was Peter Collins or Michael Lee or Anders Michenek or Torbjørn Harrison I can go around, and obviously Major and all these guys, all the Kiwis and the Brico, they were all there. So they were tough, had to be beaten. So and this about the greatest, I think great, all fantastic, because speedway is a sport with quite a bit of risk in, and a lot of them, has had bad injuries, and so they're all fantastic. I don't think there's anybody that's great. Obviously, you have some that stands out and puts personality as well, and which has been good. One like Tony Ricketson and Obi Funden and Brico and these people, they are sort of and obviously Collins and all the English guys. But all of them good. You go back, Martin Aspie, you go Nigel Bucock, Eric Bucock, and all of them. Greg Kenville, Australian, which I have a lot of contact with still in Australia, which is fantastic. So, it's they've been great memories for me, and so good to think back sometimes and see all the good things that was. And obviously, you have also Jerry Stansel we had at Coventry, fantastic guy. Talked to him regular as well, so it's been good.
That's nice to keep in contact. I've got Paul Renault here. He's put, lovely to see you, Ollie. I saw both of your Wembley World Final wins. Can you remember much from your first season in England with Newcastle?
Oh, yeah. Memory's not gone totally yet. But, Newcastle was fantastic. It was, obviously when I came to England first, it was a bit of a trip coming over on the ferry when I left from Denmark when I was 19 with my bike and my little suitcase and a toolbox. And then obviously somebody had to pick me up at Harrods. And when I got over there and off the boat to the passport control, they wouldn't let me through. And I says, what are you here for? Well, you could see that I wheeled my bike off and all that. But I said, I'm going to ride speedway over here professionally. So I was over the moon with that. And he said, well, have you got a work permit? And I says, no, I don't. I don't know what that is. My English was not very good. So just says, and then they wouldn't let me on. So in the end, they took me back on the ship and up to the captain. I had to go back to Denmark because I needed this stupid work permit. But anyway, the boat came in about 12 o'clock noon then, and then it was going back to Denmark about 5, and about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, a guy came up, custom people, 2 of them, with another guy that I met when Ivan had this training school up at Bellevue, Eddie Glennon. He was a co-promoter with Mike Parker. And he had broken down in his little van. He had a little Morris 1000 van, GPO or something, with the old post office van, green ones. And he came down to pick me up. He had all the documents, work permits and everything for me to get in. So we loaded the bike on, and then on the way to Manchester. That took about 6 hours here to get up to Manchester. In those days, there were no motorway. So we drove up there. And I remember I just told him on the way, hungry, I just said to him, because we haven't had anything to eat. So we stopped at a cafe and had some egg and beans, I think, and something, and then a cup of tea, and then we were on the way again. So that was good. But Newcastle was fantastic. It came up there, and then all of a sudden, I had to race, obviously, to get in the second half and that to start with, because they wouldn't let me ride, first of all, because there were a few problems with the Rider Association, because they felt I took for New Zealand or something. So, they had to get this work permit clearance. But anyway, in the end, I got that, and I had some fantastic memory. Special track over there as well, tight one. And I remember the first. There was a meeting I won up there. One meeting, first one I won, and I came in, and there was a little parade after, and then we won victory podium there, and I got the trophy. It was a fantastic trophy. I thought, Jesus, this looks brilliant. And then I looked at it, and it said the dog of the year. So it was a greyhound club. He's just taken a trophy in the office, I think, on the Greyhound Stadium. So it says the greyhound of the year, or the dog of the year. So I said, Jesus, I think Ivan, he was second or something.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, no. What a bummer. He's lost him again. That was a cool story. He got a greyhound trophy. That's brilliant. What a bummer. With the bloody internet. See, just looking down. What was Ivan Pure early years? Any PP engineers. How you doing, Badge? Yeah, Badge, if you could go and see Ollie and sort out his Wi-Fi for him. Nightmare. I can see. I'm just having a quick look down at the questions. So when we do get him on, we need to fire him in. Barney Kennett, how you doing, Barney? Merry Christmas to you as well, my friend. Good to get you on again. That's awesome. Barney Kennett. Oh, Ashby. That's old. My mum's piped up. Lee Ashby. Us old folk not good with this internet stuff. I think Ollie said his Wi-Fi is normally good, so mine's on full. So story to watch, mega watching, good TV, bro. Sean Tacey, how's it going, Sean Tacey? I just see the man Dennis Sagalas has come on as well. How you doing, Dennis? Hi, Ollie. Great to see you on the show. It was so cool to see you 2 years ago at the Golden Helmet. You are a legend, and it was always fun racing you. Never forget that flight back to England when we almost ended up in the North Sea. we sure were lucky that night. All the best to you and your family. Merry Christmas, mate. Hopefully I'll be able to get that to him, Dennis, when he comes on. Thanks for coming on with that. Hi, Lee. I see a pair of Olsen Daytona boots behind you. Think it was the first to be sponsored by them. I think they were mainly my Uncle Martin's, Neil. But that is correct, yeah. Look, and as you can see, it's actually still got the steel shoe on, look. So they were Martin's, and I know Dad wore them as well. So my dad, David Ashby, and Martin both wore them boots, and hence that I put them there in the background for the Speedway ones. Trying to keep you guys with the Speedway stuff as well involved. So yeah, hopefully we'll get. Oh, I think Ollie's back on. Fingers crossed.
I don't know. I'm sorry about that, Lee.
That's all right.
Here, we may have to do it some other time again. If I'll find out what the hell if it's something here, because I haven't had this before. But anyway, it was a Greyhound trophy. We were up there, and it was a dog of the year. So Ivan says, "Don't give it back to him." So I give it to me when you're parading around the track with it. So I threw it over the fence to Ivan, and he went in and put it in the car and locked it. And then Mike Parker came to me and says, "Where's the trophy?" And I says, "Oh, that's the one you just gave me." Yeah, must have the trophy back. I'll give you another one. And Ivan told me, "Don't give it back to him." So I kept it. I said, I won't. Then I said to him, "I want £100 for it." Ivan told me to get 100 quid, then he could get the trophy back. So in the end, Parker, after a day or two, I had to give him the trophy back, and I got £100 for it. But I just looked at that trophy, the dog of the year.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Great stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
That was at Newcastle.
Yeah, that was at Newcastle. They're giving you greyhound dog trophies.
And I went up. Ivan had a good friend up there. He had a garage. We always went because in those days we left 10 o'clock in the morning from Manchester, and then over the hills and all that. So it was good, and we got up there about just after lunch or something for 5 hours or so. And then we had a nice cup of tea there at that little station, and we could do the last bit on the bike and everything. And then we went to the track. Fantastic. I enjoyed every minute of it.
So you like a nice UK cup of tea then, Ollie?
Yeah, it's good cup of tea. You can't beat that.
Stuff for champions. I've had Dennis Sigalos come on as well. He said, "Hi,
Have
Ollie.
You?
Yeah, he's put, great to see you on the show. Was so cool to see you 2 years ago at the Golden Helmet. You are a legend, and it was always fun racing with you. Never forget that flight back to England when we almost ended up in the North Sea. We sure were lucky that night. All the best to you and your family, and Merry Christmas, mate."
Well, same to you, Dennis. Fantastic. He's a fantastic rider too. And a great guy. And and I met him at the Golden Helmet, which was great. And we were at the hotel, and then I saw him coming in there. It was great stuff, and I really enjoyed that. Yeah, that was a time when we nearly fell down with a plane over the North Sea some years ago. That was we had raced in a meeting, and I arranged quite a few meetings for the riders across on the continent. We've been in Germany, I can't remember where it was in Germany. It was Pocking, I think it was. And then there was Bruce, and there was Gunderson, Tommy Knudsen, and Sigalos, and a couple of others more on the plane. And it was in the twin-engined Navajo plane, Cessna. And we were flying over the North Sea, and I was sitting up with the pilot, by a friend of mine, his name was Bob. And then all of a sudden, bang, it says in the plane, and it just tipped over on the side, and panic, it gave over on the side and started falling, the plane. Then we didn't know, and he was pulling different plugs out or whatever, thought the autopilot or something. And then I looked out on the wing, and the back part of the wing on the right side, was just standing right up in the air, and he was at aileron that's on the side of the back of the wing that you control the plane with. That snapped off, and it stood straight up in the air. That's why it forced the aircraft to tip over. And he got it under control. And then obviously he said, "Jesus Christ," he said, the pilot to me, we are in trouble. So everybody sort of panicked a little bit in the back, and in that, and it was a very special moment. I kept telling the pilot there, "Bob, to go lower," I says, because it's not that far to fall. And in the end, he was screaming at me to tell me to shut up. I shouldn't say anything. I says, "I'm sorry." And obviously, he was very good, fantastic pilot, and he handled it brilliantly. But he didn't want to go low, because the higher you are, he told me after, he said, you can do more things with a plane when things go wrong. And the thing was, what he was scared of was that part, it had snapped on the outside and it stood closer to the plane. He was scared of that would break off and hit the tail, because if it broke something off the tail, we would be in deep trouble. So he called him Mayday. And there was an Air Force base to the English coast. So we were sort of going up to north, but we were turned then down and got it down to this Air Force base. And then they called us, and they says, "We are just above and below you." They came out 2 helicopters and followed us in. And he didn't want to take any any power of the aircraft, and he kept flying flat out because he said there was pressure on that aileron, you know, so he didn't want to give it. So if he slowed it down for the landing and all that, so we landed there, and everybody, thank God, stay, because I believe that I says also I got all the life jackets on all the boys, and you know, and they were sitting on the back there, and I can remember that was a terrible time. But when we landed there, we was at this Air Force base, and there was a guy up there, a major. He was called Skipper.
Mm-hmm. What a bummer. Got some great stories as well. Thanks for that story, Dennis. What's going on with that internet? What a bummer. It's killing us tonight, isn't it? Oh, such great stories as well. And talking to the man is unbelievable. Can see all your questions, people. I'm looking at my internet right now, and it's on full Wi-Fi, so don't know what's going on. Oh, man. What's going on? It's weird because it seems to sort of have a clear sort of 5 minutes, doesn't he? Where he has no problem with the internet, and then all of a sudden it just chucks him off, just freezes and throws him off. I've seen your questions, Stephen Zetterwall, about Tommy Jansen. That's what I was getting to next. And Brian Bassett on YouTube. How did you enjoy the long track? Sean Tacey was teammates with your son at Coventry. A lovely gent, your son. Sorry we never met. Oh, you Danes are lovely, very helpful. Oh, bummer, people. John, I need to hear the rest of the story. I'm gripped to my seat. Yeah, me too. I was like that with my mouth open, doing about the plane story. I don't need any putting off any planes as it is. That's all right, Neil. Hopefully, I'll get him back on. Ollie said we'll have to do it another time if he can't sort it out. He said he normally have problems with his Wi-Fi. It's a bit of a bummer. Mine seems to be still working fine. I'm looking at it now. It's all good. Right, here we go.
Jesus Christ, man, this is getting ridiculous.
It's a nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'll have to I'll have
weird.
But I never had this before.
No.
Anyway, we were landing at that at that Air Force base, and he had this hand, you know, like a V sign, was cut out in wood, and he was an American that has cut that out during the Second World War. And he says to me, I says, "Oh, that's a bit special." And yeah, he says you can use it both ways as a V, you know, or you can do it the other way as well. So he said, "Oh, you can have that." He said, "No, I don't want to have that." It's well, I'm retiring, and you know, I think I want to give it to you. And I says, "Well, are you sure?" And he says, "Yes." So I got that, and then I got the boys. They all wrote their name underneath it. So I got that here up in my living room, and it's a fantastic memory of that trip. And everybody was sort of obviously shocked, and we were racing at night, and some of them didn't race, but and I got, and then the next day, you know, it just hit me, you know, and I started shaking all over the place, and it was sort of, but at the time when we were up there, I just kept saying to myself, it can't be right that all we got to crash down here now. It can't be right. And obviously we were lucky we landed over there, but that was a bit of a trip, I must say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got Barney Kennett's just come on as well. He put he said Merry Christmas there. He said, "I never forgive you for beating my brother in the 1978 World Final. I'm only joking, as you were as my hero as well. Merry Christmas to you and all your family," from Barney Kennett.
Ah, yeah. Well, that's tough. I'm sorry about that, but that's how it goes. I wish you, though, a Merry Christmas too. And things are going like that, but sometimes you win, sometimes you don't.
I've got Jeff Daniels has put, is it true Ollie told the Speedway Control Board where to go when they told him to sign for Hull? I think Holly had signed for Coventry.
Yes, that's definitely right, because I wanted to move from Wolverhampton, and then and I wanted to go to Coventry, and I've done it. I've asked Charles if I could come and race for him there, and he says obviously yes, that's no problem. So we did a handshake on a deal, and then I went to New Zealand, and then obviously I was told out there that the Speedway Control Board, they had put me up to Hull. And I said, I ain't riding up there. No, no way. So I'm going to Coventry. And I remember we got over Christmas and that, and then Charles Ogilvie rang me, and he says, I know we've done a deal, but we haven't sort of signed a contract or anything. Do you still want to come? I says, of course, Charles. If you want me, I'll be there, 100%. And and he says, well, we do, and I want you there. And then obviously I was flying into America to do some meetings over there, and then Wally Maudsley and what was his name, Ian Thomas from Hull, they flew to California, and then they invited me out for dinner. And then they thought they would get me drunk or something because they kept dishing up these rum and cokes to me. And I sort of, just sort of, ignored it a bit and kept going. And then he put a check across the table, and he says, you can put your own figures on. So just put on what you want. We got to have you at Hull. So I says, I ain't going. Yeah, but surely here, just write whatever figure you want on. We'll pay it. I says, well, I ain't going. I'm telling you, I'm going to Coventry. I ain't riding. So, and they didn't believe that, and obviously I stuck to that. But at that time as well, I had an offer from Broadspeed to drive in the GT series in the car racing, and I said, well, I'm missing 1 year in Speedway in England. If that's the case, I'm going to Coventry. And then obviously in the end, he got quite a bit of money out of Charles. And I remember we had to go up on the motorway once. And I said to Charles, to meet Ian Thomas, I said to Charles, don't pay him a bean, Charles, because we'll win this in the end. But then Charles, he felt that I stood out so hard in it, I'm sure, and then he paid him. I don't know, he paid him something stupid, which he demanded Ian Thomas to let me go. So in the end, I got to Coventry, and thank God for that, because that was a great time. And then obviously I delivered for him as well, Charles, with winning the league, and we got the team set up and everything. He was a fantastic promoter.
I've got Stephen Zetterwall's put Ollie.
Professional in any way, and it was always nice to take people. They got
yeah.
Pardon?
He's put Stephen Zetterwall put Ollie. You of course remember your battle with Tommy Janssen.
Yes, yeah. He was a great rider too, and unfortunately, that he got killed, and it was very sad. Very young rider, brilliant, good looking as well, but a fabulous rider. We had many battles with him. Yeah.
I got Chris Simpson put Ollie. It always seemed you treated Tommy Knudsen like a son at Coventry. How you looked after him. Are you disappointed he never become a world champion? Have we lost Ollie now? We lost you, Ollie? Shit. See, sometimes these modcons are not good. I agree with you, mother. Bummer. We have lost Ollie. What a bummer. Such a shame, isn't it? Ollie's already told us a couple of great stories in the time we've had already. It was good, very, very interesting stuff we wouldn't know. Damn. I know Ollie's competitive spirit's coming across. He's had enough of it, had enough of his internet already. Oh, nightmare. What a shame. Just on this. Ollie coming back in.
We're back again, Lee.
We're back
We're
again.
back again. Oh,
We'll go for it while
Jesus.
we can.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
Yeah, no, Tommy, he was a fantastic rider, and obviously I got him over to Coventry in a very young age, and really good, very close to Tommy, and he obviously came from not far from Voyance, Scarebeck where he was, and I knew him as a kid there, so he was good and disappointed. I was obviously, on his behalf, but not for myself, but I thought. He deserved really to, and he was obviously very close in Poland when him and Hans they crashed down there, and because he was good enough to be world champion, but he feels maybe a little bit that I looked after Eric and that a little bit more, but I didn't because I looked after them all. I loved them all, and it was just that obviously it was up to themselves, it was important for them to what do you call it, to make sure that they really put the work into it and wanted to win the world championship, and which he did it many times. So he deserved one,
Yeah, because he had a bad back injury as well, didn't he, Ollie? As well.
Yeah, he did have that out in Australia. So so those things, but obviously he's recovered from that. He doesn't have that great amount of that at the moment. So which is good.
Yeah, that's good. I got Colin Richardson came on and said, "Hi, Ollie, looking good. Long time no see. Regards, Colin."
Oh, thank you. Same to you. I see you there on the picture. So great stuff. And thank you for that. Yeah, I feel pretty good. I mean, obviously, 2020, he has been a bit of a special year. And sure had for all of you, just watching the news here tonight as well, with the England closing further down. But we're pretty closed up in Denmark at the moment. So obviously, surely we hope that it'll be a better next year. When we coming into the new year, I'm sure now with the vaccine and all that, it's going to we have to be really tough the next couple of months, and then I think we can see the light then.
Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, Ollie. I got Brian Bassett on YouTube has put how much did you enjoy the long track? Obviously, we know you won the world title as well in the long track.
Well, the long track was quite good. It was interesting, and it was very fast, but it was a different game. But some of them I enjoyed a lot, and good on the long track. Won quite a few meetings on the continent here, where the long track was big, and in those days, and it was all on the trotting tracks. So quite exciting, with a great speed, and it was a different game. It wasn't so pressurized. When you were sort of, we were more flat out, and so that was good. I enjoyed that, but obviously Speedway was the game.
Yeah, I got Sean Tacey come on. Used to ride for Coventry, but I was teammates with your son. I was teammates with your son at Coventry. A lovely gent, your son. Sorry we never met. All you Danes are lovely and very helpful. I've learned a lot. That's nice.
Well, thank you. That is great stuff, and it's great to hear these guys, and also Coventry. They got great memories from there. So it was good. I met a lot of people around there, and it's good to hear that that we can help each other, and that they cut something back and learn something. All of us.
I've got John Brown on Facebook. He put, "What do you think of today's riders doing 50 to 60 meetings a year and saying their schedule is too heavy?"
Yes, John, I fully agree. This is Jesus Christ, they haven't got a schedule to get heavier, but obviously they travel around a bit more. But today it's easier flying as well. So yeah, and I don't understand that. And as I was saying before, we did around 100 meetings in England alone, and then the rest on the continent. So no, I think there's a change of that. The attitude is a little bit different, and there's a lot wrong with the tracks, and then there's setups, and then it's a bit wet, and then it's overwatered. Jesus, they should come up with us to Bellevue or something to ride in the BLRC with 25,000 spectators, and it was pouring down with rain. We took a wetsuit on, and then we got going with it. That was a game, and it was the same for everybody.
Yeah. It's different days then, that's for sure. A lot of riders don't like doing stuff out now. I've got another nice memory here. Chrissy Hibbs has put, "Hello, Ollie. I was a big fan of yours and stood in the Pirates stands with my big yellow and black Ole Olsen rosette on. And I always remember I was 8 and you signed it, and I was in your fan club, and your birthdays, you sent the birthday cards and loved every bit of it, obviously from the fan club."
Oh, that was great. Great there, Chrissy. There were also the fan club in England. There were Pete Adams looked after that. So he was the one
Oh,
that's
was it?
got us.
Oh, such a shame, because this is such a cool interview. Damn. We get like Ollie's internet gets like this nice little stretch, and then it just literally goes boof. No more. Every time we're getting right into it as well. So much to talk about. I've not even asked one of my own questions. Oh, bummer. Fair play to Ollie though. He keeps coming back. He's like Arnold Schwarzenegger at the moment. I'll be back. That's as good as the jokes get, by the way, people. Right, I'm just having a quick look while I can. Graham Hurry, I can just see you've come on. How you doing, Graham? Top man. Did you do the international? Hopefully he'll come back. If he doesn't have enough of it. Bloody internet. Like I said, mine's on full Wi-Fi, so I know there's nothing wrong this end. It sounds he's absolutely fine for about 5 minutes, and then it literally just freezes and stops. Bummer. Darren Godin, did Ollie practice on the ice or ever ride a competitive ice race? Ollie, what are your memories of that race? With Bruce Pennell. Yeah, we'll have to get that in. Sebastian Trezier there. How you doing, Sebastian? No comment on there though. I can just see you come on. To be fair, this interview is banging. Thanks, Budge. It's just a nightmare, man. Could do with you the other end, Budge. BT engineer the other side. Keep this going. Such a shame. Because it's really enjoyed all the memories he's given us so far. Great to see so many cool ex-pros as well. Colin Richardson come on, Barney Kennett, Dennis Sagalos, who are hopefully should be with us on Boxing Evening with John Davis and Neil Middleditch, and hopefully Steve Gresham as well. But all flights are cancelled. Yeah. Annette Brody, Sod's Law Lee, don't worry, I've recorded it so you can zip through the pauses. Thanks anyway, and thanks for your time, Ollie. It's great to hear memories of good times. He's not coming back on this time, is Ollie? Oh, he is coming back on. Hold on, he's coming back on. Ollie's had enough. What's going on? Everybody's loving the interview as well, Ollie. Everyone's like, "Oh, I was getting gripped to that story."
Yeah, but
it's a nightmare.
We'll do it again, We'll just try and get through this, and then I owe you one, and then I'll see what the hell it is or whatever it is. why I can't get on, because
Yeah, it's weird. It
haven't
goes
had
for sort
this
of 5 minutes,
before.
doesn't it? It sort of goes for about 5 minutes
Uh,
fine, and then literally stops. Yeah.
yeah, and then I don't know what's happening.
Mm,
So and obviously we're on live, so we can't sort of move on and try and fix it here. I don't know what it is, if
no,
it's me or is it, what. Do you feel anything with you? But anyway, let's get on with it.
no, the Wi-Fi's awkward here. Right, I got Frank Smith. He's put, how are you, Ollie? Merry Christmas from Frank and Mary Smith. We had good fun at Coventry.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Thank you, boy. That was very good, and also Merry Christmas to him and his
Yeah,
family. They're great guy as well. Fantastic and good rider. So we had some really good time looking him as well.
mm. I was going to ask you about
So
this, Ollie, because obviously I knew it was controversial at the time. What happened when obviously you helped? I remember you sort of helped guided Eric Gunderson in some of the world finals, and I remember this when I was young, that Hans obviously Nielsen wasn't too happy about that at the time. What happened with all that in the end?
well, nothing. It was Hans. He was trying
Yeah,
to stop me, sort of helping the riders. He wanted to
mm,
line them all up, and then I got to tell him the same thing, which I did. But some of them took it in, and others didn't. I mean,
yeah,
Eric, and that he was good at that. He listened to what I was saying, and he believed in it, and I could help him. You can't help somebody if they don't believe what you're saying.
yeah, it's true.
Or think that I'm going to stop helping them because he thought that he wanted to be the best Dane. That's what they all went for. So,
Yeah,
it wasn't anything. Eric did all the things on his own on the track, but obviously, I helped him in the way, like I helped Tommy and others, Sam, Emmerling, what's his name, Sam from Denmark, and Alf, and all these guys. I done a lot with it with those kids. So
mm,
it was just natural for me. But you got to want it to help, and then he tried to stop me from being the coach
mm,
or from the national team, which I was
mm,
in '84,
yeah,
and then but obviously there wasn't anything. The Danish Motor Union, they said I'm doing okay, there was nothing in it. They told him to he had to stop, or they would sort of withdraw his license, and he did
mm,
that, and they didn't. He came into the fold. He had to sort of go on. But in '85 and '84, '85, we won everything. So
mm,
we won the pairs, and Eric won in '85. He held all titles,
mm,
individuals and long track and World Team Cup and the pairs at the same time. And Jesus, we couldn't win anymore, and
yeah, yeah.
so no, that was something. But actually, there came a movie out of that in Denmark, a documentary on an hour and 45 minutes, uh, where they're coming this, and they could dramatize it a little bit, but yeah, and I have no problem with that. I would have done it all over again. It wasn't something
Mm,
that I didn't. I mean, I won the pairs together with Hans, so
yeah.
offered him the same help as everybody.
Okay, fair enough. Got Mark Cooper put, Ollie, what was your memories of that race in the '81 World Final with Bruce Pennell? I've seen it on DVD. It was a very, very special race, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was a great race. Yeah, I see that.
Mm,
Some people, they send that to me now and then, and they're sending, the greatest race that's ever been. And I hear that
mm,
it was good. And Pennell, he was a good rider, obviously,
mm,
and those were the days, with the Westlake and all that. They had all them
mm,
tuned up, and these Americans were coming up good. So
yeah,
it was great, and it was close. We sort of picked up a little bit in the middle of the corner, both of
yeah.
us on the third lap or something, as I remember, because I got a picture of it actually here in front of me, and
Okay.
it's I don't know if you can see that. Can you?
Yeah,
You
I can see
know.
that. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see,
Oh,
see
yeah.
that, actually,
Both
yeah,
taken off
and
there.
that
Yeah.
was, yeah, we're both just lifting a little bit. If I hadn't done that, I would have done it. But I think it was just sort of, if you had it would have been nice to have the transponders on, which they got today, so we could see who crossed that line first. Because in those days it was just a referee, and when we more or less crossed the line together. But great stuff. I mean, Bruce, he was a worthy world champion. He was good, but I love that Wembley. But it would have been nice to nip that one, because I've told myself that I would stop then on the rostrum, which nobody done that, because I wanted to go back to Denmark. I was not as keen anymore to done a few laps around, as you can imagine, and it was time now to get.
Oh, look, nightmare. We've got an hour in, but I think we've stopped 5 or 6 times. Bummer. Fair play to Ollie, though. He has said that he will he will do it again, because hopefully we'll be able to get this sorted and get it going properly another night. It's just a shame it keeps breaking up, because stories are awesome from Ollie. I can see there's loads of questions here that I'm trying to keep up with. What a bummer. Hi, Ollie, your dad was... you rode with my dad, Don. Like that, Cole Baxter. Cole Baxter just wrote, I remember Ollie's golden helmet races with John Louis Ipswich. Ollie was my mother's favourite rider. Ollie's back. Hold on. Ollie.
Yeah.
We're like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'll be back.
Getting like Christmas, man. This is...
It's like a present every time. Don't worry. Right, I got someone. Cole Baxter said, "I remember Ollie's golden helmet races." I got. He put, "I remember Ole Olsen's golden helmet races with John Louis Ipswich. Ollie was my mother's favourite rider. She must have been the only Ipswich fan cheering on Ollie."
Yeah, Ipswich was a bit good then, and John Lewis as well, and now Chris, and they've done well with that. So yes, these golden helmet races, they were something special, and Ipswich was sort of a very tight track as well, and it was great. And John Lewis, obviously very fast and a good rider, but we had some really close races here. But it was nice to go and nib it down there. I remember when Java, we came with a new engine. I got them finally to change the engine in 1978 to the 4-valve overhead engines, and I had some prototypes, and I was riding that and in the league. And the first time I rode it was a couple of league matches, and then I rode the BLRC in 78. There was 3 engines built live, and I got one each. And I went down to Ipswich and broke the track record down there, and it was really flying on this engine. And then John Berry, promoter there, he said they should be banned, these Jawas. He says they are lethal to put a young man on. It's ridiculous how fast they're going. So he didn't get through with that though. But they were good machinery all of a sudden. Yeah.
Yeah. I got Gary O'Hare. Yeah, he's put, Ollie, my claim to fame is that I replaced you for your last race in the 1981 British League Riders' Championship at Bellevue, my first season. You were the man to beat in that meeting in previous seasons. I know you won quite a few of the British League Riders' Championships, didn't you, Ollie?
Yeah. Oh, well done. Why did you replace me? Was I tired or what?
Hit the tapes, did you, or something, Ollie?
Yeah. It was the BLRC. Yeah, it was something. That was a special meeting. It was fantastic, and it was, it was a sellout sort of in July. Everybody had to go to the BLRC. It was sort of like the crown of the finish of the league and everything. It was fantastic, brilliant meeting, and also brilliant there at Bellevue. Something special.
It was like a world final lineup all the time as well, wasn't it? With all the number ones.
It was indeed. It was indeed. Yeah.
Very cool meeting. I've got Alf Busk, your best partner at Brandon.
Yeah, Alf. He was a good boy. He still is, and I talk to him also regularly. Alf, and he was a fantastic boy. I mean, he was sort of the first one really who got going. He won the under-21 World Final.
Going on tonight.
Final, as it was in those days. Voyance in 77, I think. So that was really good. Bloody internet.
I know.
It's gone again. Can you hear me? I can't
Yeah,
hear. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Could you hear me there?
A little bit, yeah.
But it was, yeah, and he was a good rider as well, Alf, you know, and he stayed with us in Holmes Chapel and came over as well. And at Coventry, I had some good partners there, Sam Nicolaisen and they were fun guys, and Jerry Stansel and Alf and Tommy, and it was great stuff. But all the boys that we had there at Coventry were all great.
I think from what I remember, I think you had I think Martin was close on the podium with you one year. I've got some pictures here as well. There it is.
Oh yeah, he would have been.
There's Martin on the thing with Ronnie Moore and you, I believe. Is that right?
And Ronnie Moore.
I see Ronnie Moore.
That's the British League Riders Championship in 1972.
Yes.
Yeah, Martin. Yeah, that was great stuff. Good picture, that.
Yeah, very good. I got quite a few pictures. I've got.
Yeah, that's when the pitch was, in the backyard. It was it was more on the greyhound around there. They were sort of, you were on the ground there. Where's this? Is this the Newcastle, or is that no? It's
Wolves.
It's at Wolverhampton, no?
It says 74 on the race jacket, I think.
Yeah,
74. Wolverhampton.
It said but I don't know if it is at Wolverhampton. Then I can remember that brick wall there somewhere. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Anders Mitchenegg and John Lewis there. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a real Owen back there. Look. Was that one of the greyhound ones?
Yeah, no, that was at Bellevue. I won the Peter Craven Memorial Trophy there. That was also one of the first ones, and I must have been 67, 68 or something. You know, you can see that was a wet night there, and round on the tractor there with the trophy.
Full crowd by the looks of it, very packed.
Yeah.
Got another nice one there.
Yeah, that's
lost him, haven't I? Oh, bloody hell! Oh, what a shame! Sad face. Oh, what a bummer, people. It's not going well in the Olsen household with the Wi-Fi. Shame. I was enjoying the memories of Ollie. Some nice pictures up there. See, it's taking him clean off. Look. Literally has about 5 minutes tops, I think he gets, and then it just throws him off. Oh, bummer. Not good. It's a shame. Can't be the system of the StreamYard. It's supposed to allow you. I've got the best one you can get. It's like the professional version of it, and you're supposed to allow up to 10 people on on this interview at once. So fingers crossed when we do the boxing the night one with 3 or 4 of us. Hopefully it's gonna work all right. But obviously everyone's gonna have decent internet connection. Fingers crossed. But yeah, bloody internet and Wi-Fi. Eh? Nice one there, look, of Ollie and Ivan. Hello.
Yeah. Hello there.
Hello.
Yes, that was Ivan, and when he came over here, I think it was 2000 and something. We run the under-21 World Final at Voyens, and I flew him and Michenek and Collins and a few into Denmark to, and we did a couple of laps here, all of us. It was great.
That's brilliant.
Can you hear me there? All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you, Ollie. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Ivan as well. There, I won some meeting. I don't know where that is. It might have been Wimbledon or something, or Coventry, is it? Yeah.
Could be. You got a Coventry race jacket on.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that's a few. Chris Pusey and Bert Harkins, Funden. You know, they're Bricko and Jim Airy, Senon Pleck, and they're all there. That's when we were over in Australia on a tour.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that good fun?
Yeah, that was some years ago. Yeah, that's been about 75, I think.
This is a nice one for me as a Swindon fan to actually see you in a Swindon race jacket here, look, up front.
Yeah.
Probably a testimonial or something, I would imagine. Not sure.
Okay, I don't know what that is. Race there.
I think
that's
it's Phil
a rare
Crump
picture.
behind you. Yeah, very rare. I think it might be Neil
Phil
Ferguson.
Crump, is it? Yeah, yeah.
I think that's Phil Crump behind you.
Yeah, good shot.
But you're all in Robin's race
jacket.
So it must have been an open meeting of some sort.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice to see you in a Robin's race jacket.
Yeah.
Nice memory there.
Yeah, that was at Wembley, you know, in 70. What's that been? 75, isn't it? 78.
Yeah. 78, is it? I see Scott Autry.
No. 75. Wasn't it?
That's 75 or 78, wasn't it? See Scott Autry and Gordon Kennett.
Yeah. Could be 78 that I can't really see there. Okay, yeah. That's more like Gothenburg 71.
Yeah.
That's the same as I got on the back of my wall here.
That's the same one, yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, like that.
In my office,
full Coventry Prime there. That's a DVD out in Ollie, I think.
Okay.
I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is of all your racing days. There's a nice one from the Wolverhampton days.
Yeah. To Paul.
Best wishes, Paul.
Yeah. Yeah. Bright colours there. They were great, those leathers. Not when it was a wet track. This at Coventry too. Because I see my name on the back there.
Yeah, I see.
There were the yellow ones they had there in the pits. Yeah.
Kenny Carter? Looks like Kenny Carter.
Could look like him, you know. Would that be the World Team Cup or something? I think in Landshut, wasn't it?
That's what it looks like, World Team Cup.
Yeah.
There you go, little Tommy.
Hey, Tommy, yeah. Geez, he was young there, Tommy.
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
Has he got to be sort of 17, 18 there, maybe?
Yeah, that would have been, around that time.
Got a nice one. That's the same race that we were talking about with you and Bruce.
Yeah, that's with Bruce. That, yeah. Mm.
Got
There's Tommy Jensen as well, and Ronnie Moore, and
front,
John Lewis, and Anders Mitchell, Grego, Scott Autry,
Sun lineup that is.
Egon Müller, yeah.
Wow. Great set of riders there.
Yeah, there is, you see. Oh, yeah. They're the old Yanks there.
Rick Miller and Bruce, is it? That is a testimonial, maybe, I think. Might have been Bruce's. Sorry, Rick Miller's testimonial.
But it's, Rick Miller, he was a fantastic boy as well, him, good kid, so really good, yeah. So, that's some, I don't know where that is taken really, but...
Commentary, maybe, I'm not sure.
Nice I don't know, yeah.
Nice one of the Wembley 81, wasn't it? I think.
It's from 81, yeah.
Yeah.
Edward Yantas, I see on the end, and Tommy there, yeah.
Tommy, we can just see Kenny Carter a little bit, I think. Massive crowd there. What was that atmosphere like, Ollie? Obviously, you've had the experiences of the Wembley, and obviously that was the last one as well. Pretty amazing, I would imagine. Even on the DVD, you get that aura of the atmosphere. Oh, he's gone again, hasn't he? Damn. Oh. Oh, nightmare. 78. It was 78 then, people. I see Barney and Paul, but 78 on it should be excluded for exceeding the 2-minute time allowance. Oh, that's a good one, Tony. Got me there. Hang on in there, Lee. I'm trying. Groundhog Day. Lee, get the gin out. I might have to, Barney. Let's get the old Stephen Everts gin out. S72. I'll have to get that off on now. Let's have a look where I was with the questions. Let's get some questions going again, shall we? Good morning. Good evening. Oh, what a bummer on the old internet. It's not being kind to us, is it? In Denmark? Presuming that's where Ollie is. Annette Brody, I was thinking all the ladies. Got Graham Harris on.
Yeah.
Ollie!
Yeah. Right. You're quite calm, you are. I'm getting a little bit more nervous now.
I know. I'm trying to keep it together for us, Ollie.
Yeah.
I know we're both annoyed about it, but Graham Hurry put Ollie, did you enjoy the Linden Internationals and using a bike from Alf Hagen? Bill Chesson, the promoter, had how did you get on with him? Graham Hurry. I know he does all the grass tracks, Mr.
Yeah, he was good. Bill Chesson there, the promoter there, and it was great stuff coming down to Lytton. I've actually been down there as well, where they got the rallycross, which Torben, my son, he's with the IMG. I've been down there where the old long track was, the grass track there. It was great stuff, and then. It's I like that track down there, but he was good, so great stuff. What was the question more you had? Alf Hagen, Hagen. He built me. He built me a special bike because he put a swinging arm on the back of my speedway bike with shocks on and all that. So we had a big wheel. That was Alf Hagen. He was fantastic. He fitted that on. And it was really good. I used that on different long tracks and that until Jawa built a complete long track bike. But in those days, you just fitted that on the back, and it rode fantastic. It was great stuff. Alf Hagen, he was very good on all these frames, and I came there to his shop regularly.
Did you have any favourite engines over the years, Ollie, that you used to have? I've noticed a lot of the riders say that they had some engines they give nicknames and all sorts.
Yeah, I had quite a lot of engines and stuff, but not any. But obviously the engine number on them when they were running good. But in those days it was a bit easier. It got a little bit more tricky when you got later in the 70s when. Because we did a lot of this long tracks in the 70s, and these Germans, they were tuning the bikes like hell. And then all of a sudden we found out that we could bring these engines back to England with the tuning, and then all this tuning starts. Because in the sort of right up to mid 70s, or also a little later, but they're more or less standard bikes, and just looked after them good. There were a few odd bits you could do with them, but to look after them, and then we were all equal on that. But then all of a sudden this tuning starts. Egon Müller and all these Landenhammer, they were tuning the engines like hell, and all special rock arms and cams and Christ knows what, and they got confused. And obviously Westlake came with their bit with a 4-valve, and also Phil Crump, he made Neil Street made that special head for him, the old 4-valve head. Yeah. So then it started turning that engine trouble a bit, So, but it was good. The Westlake was good. It was a good bike and good engine. That little nice engine that. So yeah.
We've got people watching from New Zealand here. Look, Catherine Patey put watching from New Zealand. All the best, Patty. Motorsport New Zealand.
I must say that's a long way away. Fantastic country, Catherine. New Zealand, I love it. It's the greatest country in the world. And when I first came out to New Zealand, it's like a postcard. And obviously Australia and all that as well a lot. It was fantastic. But I always said that when I retire, I'm going to live in New Zealand or Australia. But after I've been out there 2 winters in a row, I was here about 4 months based in Sydney, but then flew around all over Australia and then to New Zealand for meetings from November on till the start of, end of February. And I thought it was great. But then when I came there was a couple of things I didn't like with it. First of all, the countries were too far away. And so every time you had to do something, you had to fly 10 hours, to go to even Singapore or whatever, or 14 hours to get to Europe, or 24 hours to get to Europe. So that was too far from me. And then also, they didn't quite have the seasons like we got in Denmark. We didn't have that springtime like you got in England, which is fantastic, and also the summer, and then the autumn and the winter, and I like the winter and all that. It get a bit cold and things. Missing that out there, but New Zealand has got it. I had some great memories from New Zealand. It was a great place, and obviously in those days there were a lot of tracks over there in New Zealand, and it was great. And obviously with Ivan coming from there, and a lot of the Kiwis, and some of the best friends I had come from there also, Dave Gifford and all these, and Gary Peterson that unfortunately got killed that stayed with. He was more or less like a brother to Ulla, my wife, and we really loved Gary and all the other Kiwis.
Oh, we lost Ollie. Right, we'll put him on in 2 minutes, all right? Ollie should be excluded for exceeding the 2-minute time allowance. That's a good one, Tony. You got me there with that one. That's a good one. He said to me, "You're keeping your cool very well." It's like we're trying to keep it together, Ollie. Got Hella Gunderson's just came on as well. If anybody's got some good old stories, it's Ollie. Have fun, you guys. Thanks, Hella. Barney, I think I might have to have a gin. We'll have to order a load of F72 gin in, Barney. What do you reckon? Christmas. Although, oh, I think Ollie's trying to come back in. Ollie. We're back. I had Hella Gunderson just come on as well.
There we are.
Is it working, Ollie? Yeah. Hella Gunderson just come in and said, if anybody's got some good old stories, it's Ollie.
Yeah.
Have fun, you guys. We're definitely having fun with the internet tonight, aren't we, Ollie?
Oh, yeah, great stuff. Yeah. She's a great girl, Helle. And Erica, they're great people. Thank you for that, and a Merry Christmas to them as well.
Yeah, we had good fun with Eric the other week, and Hella was coming on just on cue with some props during the interview. It was good.
Yeah.
How did you actually get into Speedway then, Ollie? How did you get about? Did you do grass track or motocross or anything? Or how did you get into it?
Well, it was a guy I met that they had something they were starting in Denmark, which was sort of a junior class, on 175, 175cc bikes, and you had to be 16. And then I met a guy when I was 15, and he was on that ride, and he told me I could go into a club and had a sort of motorsport, and then I could start riding these bikes. So I was in a bit of trouble with borrowed a couple of mopeds, and put them back again. So I run into a bit of police stuff there, and I love this sort of thing. But then my parents said if I could save the money and to buy a bike, and then I could have a go at that, and that's how I got into it. And then obviously what changed around was that training school in 1967. When I came over to England, there was eight of us traveling over there. It was Mike Parker that invited the Danish Motor Union to find 8 juniors to come over on a training school, and Ivan was the instructor there at Bellevue.
Oh, right.
And we was a week there, and then obviously when I got back a couple of weeks after, I got a telegram from Mike Parker. In those days there were telegrams, and my sister, she worked at the post office. She comes back, there's a telegram for you from Mike Parker. So I says, what does it say? He's offering you a contract to come to England and race. He said, just write back. I says, okay, for Speedway. So he sent that back, and then we talked on the phone a couple of times, and I had to buy a ticket on the ferry and then get over. You heard that story there.
Yeah.
So
how old was you then? How old were you then?
19.
19.
Yeah. So
was it a bit of a culture shock, or?
Well, I've had a few trips. Pardon?
Yeah. You had a few trips. Go on.
What? Yeah. Well, it was different, but I just loved this Speedway. It was fantastic to be there. But obviously, there was a few different. I stayed with Ivan, a couple of days and a week or so, and then I had to get a flat, with the 3 New Zealanders. And Jesus, they were partying and everything. And when the flat was only so big, then when we were sleeping, we had mattresses on the floor. And the bathroom was out down some stairs outside. It was in a house where Mike Parker owned with several flats. And then if you want a hot bath or something, you had to be the first one in there because it was only bloody quarter full, and then it was cold the rest of the day. So we had to race for that one that got in there first. But it was great stuff. Yeah. And then I had to race for a place in the team in Newcastle in the second half. We were lots of juniors then, and whoever was in the top two there, they could be reserve on the team. So that's what we were going for. So we didn't talk to each other during the day, us four. We were all against each other in the evening.
Yeah, got a bit serious. Got a good question here off Jeanette Hubbard.
Yeah.
She's put, "Hi Holly, did you ever use any psychology to try and put your opponents off?"
Tried a few of those tricks, but and it worked sometimes, but not not deliberately. I mean, it was more the psychology I used was more on myself and some ideas, but I fast learned that when I was close to Ivan and all that, and particularly in Newcastle and these days, he always wanted to try my bikes, you see. And then he says, "Oh, my bike's not going so good. Can I try yours?" Yeah, yeah, of course. So he took my bike out, and that was just he wanted to know how it was running and things like that, how the bike worked. And then, so when I remember one time at Wembley at the World Final, I said, "Oh, we'll beat him one day, get him out a little bit," because Ivan, he was very shrewd and he knew what bike I was on all the time. He could see it from a distance. Oh, he's on that bike today. That's not getting so good or whatever he had up in his mind. And anyway, I said to my mechanics and that we changed the mudguard on my bike, and then we put two sort of gold front wheel on one on the bikes, and we came. And then Ivan, when he came, "Oh, you got a new bike?" He said, "Oh yes, I brought my racer today. This is the fastest bike I've ever ridden." Oh, and he was all confused because it wasn't one he's seen before, but it was exactly the same bike, and so they must have worked a bit on him. So and it worked for me anyway. I felt good with that.
Yeah, just little things like that.
Well, in those days, you could touch the tape and all that, and that's what Ivan all the Jesus. He kept going and all that. Referees were so desperate to release the gate, and he knew he pressed more buttons in this world than anybody else, start buttons. So that was the thing, that he could do that.
Oh, brilliant. I've got Amanda Lazenby. She's put, "Regards to Ollie. Lots of good Speedway memories. My dad was Don Smith." Oh, have we lost Ollie? Oh. Maybe I should do the intro each time Ollie comes back on. What do you reckon? There's not much on there anyway. Look at all that. I think Ollie had forgotten half of that he'd won. Oh, what a bummer with this Ollie's flipping internet. What do you reckon, Barney? Rack up the gins. Rack up the gins, Barney. Oh, there's Ollie coming back on. Back again, Ollie.
Yeah, here we are.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay.
Someone's. Yeah, Tony Ways just put, "Ollie should be excluded for exceeding the 2-minute time allowance."
Yeah, you ain't kidding there. It don't take 2 minutes. I don't know what the hell's happening, but I'll sure find out tomorrow. So maybe we can go on some other time and get a bit.
Yeah, okay, Ollie, no problem.
Come back to you, but
yeah, we can
because
do that, no problem.
it must be a bit stressing for you. I mean. So I'm okay. You can keep going a bit, but I mean, I'm sorry
No, I'm
that
just happy to speak
I
to
don't
you.
know if it's over here or what. The thing is wrong. I don't know.
All these mod techs are not always the best, are they?
No, I was trying to ring Torben, my kid boy in England, because he knows all about things, but
Even
can't get hold of him.
Even Jeanette's put, maybe Ivan's playing with Ollie's internet. He's playing tricks with us.
No, he wouldn't. Good old Ivan, he wouldn't do that.
No, he would do that. No, I'm sure he'd be enjoying it. He'd be having a chuckle right now.
Ja, just a sec. I'm just having a chat. Tom, hvad kan det være, mit internet det falder ud hele tiden? Du ved, det siger det. Jamen, routeren, hvad er det for en?
You might be able to reset it.
Jamen, den ude på kontoret, det sætter lige ved siden af, jo. Jamen, den kommer op med, at det er et forældet netværk. Skal prøve et nyt netværk, så det kan jeg ikke ændre på, kan jeg det? Nej. Ja, okay, godt. Jeg prøver at finde ud af det. Godt. Nej. Okay. No, he doesn't know. It shouldn't be anything. So I don't know what it is. You know, because I'm close to the router here and everything, as he says. So you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird as well because it sort of lets you go for a few minutes and then it literally just stops and throws you off.
Yeah, it goes in, and I don't know what it is. Anyway, let's get going.
Yes. What riders did you sort of idolize when you first started then, Ollie? Was it Ivan Major and a few others? Was there riders that you looked up to when you first started?
Yeah, of course. Well, Ivan was, of course, you know, he was the one I saw, but Ovi Funden was my big hero, you know, in the days when I was, 16, 17, 18 around, saw him race in Denmark sometimes and all that. But when I was a kid, I was at about 7. There was a track in Haderslev and we could come out there and you rake the track. There were 2 meetings there a year. And Arnie Panda, you know, he rode for Oxford. He was a big hero here in Denmark. And I used to love him. And it was fantastic for me because one day I drove in England. I can't remember. I think it must have been, 70s, early 70s or something. And then I was going down to Ipswich and then racing in front of me and sort of blocked the car. And I says, geez, what's he doing? So this guy jumps out of this car and it's Arnie Panda. He jumps out and he says, hello, and that thing. So I never met him, but I have him on my wall when I was a kid, 7, 8 years old. And I used to do cuttings in the paper of him. And it was fantastic to meet him. He just looks just the same. And also he was obviously he died a couple of years ago. And I remember I took him up. We had the World Cup at King's Lynn, and I found he was in an old people's home at King's Lynn. So because one of the nurses wrote to me and says, we got a guy here in the nursery in the old people's home here, and he says that he's famous, world famous, you know, and his name is Arnie Panda. So I wrote back, of course he's world famous, him, this, that, and the other, because they didn't believe him. So I says, we have to get him out to watch the World Cup, and he was a bit of a gator. So he says, Arnie, you know, he was in his wheel on this little chair, you know, the wheelchair. And then he said, I got to sit up by the gate only because I want to see the starts. He loved the starts. But I got him there, and I'm so glad because it was fantastic. And also he got his daughter here from Denmark, which he hasn't seen for many years. She got over. So it was a great time, and it was great with him.
That was
brilliant.
Really nice.
He rode for Oxford.
Really right, Oxford Cheetahs. There's quite a few tracks. I don't know if you notice, Ollie, that they're trying to get Coventry back going again. I don't know if you've seen any of that.
Now I'm on your show. Some other guy wrote to me for another podcast. This is the problem when I start these things. They keep writing up. I got three invitations here, and also one of them is Coventry. And then they're starting to get there, but it's a shame that it's gone, Coventry. But it's a difficult times in England at the moment, I feel, with the league and things like that. It's such a shame because we need a strong England and Speedway over there. But I can't quite put, well, I can in some way, but not quite how to get it back again. But it's certainly, and now with Poland and these so dominating, and they can only ride for one extra team, outside Poland.
What's your thoughts on that? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's well, it's they can do it because that's where they earn their money. And you saw all the riders went there. They were in quarantine for 14. They stayed at hotels and never went out of Poland for 2
Yeah. Ollie said, look, where I've had the chat with Ollie, loads of people are starting to ask him about doing something else. I'll get the blame for that. What a bummer. John Farr, I've never had so many tea breaks in my life. What a bummer he keeps. Because it literally is perfect. We can hear him absolutely fine, works perfect, and then just throws him off. Once delivered a baby, as my mum shout, Ollie, Ollie. Some great memories that you are posting up, people. Oh, there he is. Got Ollie.
Yeah, I don't know what keeps happening, but I mean, we'll have to do with this. I don't understand it, but yeah.
I've got
You
someone.
there?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you all right.
Mr. Sharman here put, evening, Ollie. My uncle provided the American pickup and the Lincoln at Brandon.
Ah, yeah. That was good. Good time then. We saw that, several times that they had these sort of great pickups. Yeah.
We got Mr. Zetawars put, I remember 1978 Heat 4 at Wembley when Major was in the lead with Ewan Gordon Kennett behind, and Ewan Gordon coming on both sides of Major, and he fell off. What's your thoughts about that situation?
Well, I thought it was great situation. He just fell off Major because he wasn't fast enough, and we were coming on both sides of him. It was a fantastic race. I really feel that was one of the best races, there was for a long time, because you could throw a blanket over all four of us, when we crossed the line, more or less, until we missed Ivan on the third lap or something, what it was. But he was trying to block everywhere, left, right, and center, and he just couldn't stop us. And then he slid away. He lost the bike under. The same myself in 1972, actually, in the European, in the Wembley 72 final, when I was, defending my world title. And in my first heat, I didn't miss the start a bit. And I was passing the boys as I was going along, and then I got up to, I think it was Krista Lofquist, on the third lap or so, and a bike just fell away under me, going in a little bit too fast, and in the middle of the corner, I could just feel him coming by me, and the next one, and the next one, and then I knew that a world final, one-off world final, if you got a dog, and 0 points in your first race, you can forget it. And unfortunately, I just won the year before, and I thought you ought to get 15 to be world champion. So maybe I won it a year too early. Now need a little bit more experience. I've got to win all the races to be world champion. So I was going for it, and I overdid it a bit. But that race with Ivan, I think that was quite a race, but just nobody got anywhere near him. He just fell off on his own. He lost his foot, and he know that.
Yeah. We've got Elaine here. It was quite a funny story. She's put, I once delivered a baby as the mum was shouting, Ollie, 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 an avid Coventry supporter. We all fell about laughing. Another happy memory where you were involved. Thanks for it all, Ollie.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened there, but that was a bit of a story. But
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
it was yeah. As I said, there were some great fans, and all this Ollie, Ollie, Ollie. I don't know. It started early with that, you know, and they just hooked onto it.
Yeah, it's very, very fun. Did you actually have any superstitions when you used to race, Ollie?
Uh, yeah, a few bits, maybe, sort of, you know, but not that many. My mechanics had, you know, Henry that was with me from Denmark, was, and he was, you know, he had to have the bloody same shoes and socks and underwear more or less on that, and the same ovals that he'd had the other world finals we've been doing or qualifying rounds. There was something. I had something. I don't know what it was. Just something that if I saw the trophy, you know, by coincidence in some way, I sort of I've won lots of meetings where all of a sudden just seen that, not looking for it or anything, but just by coincidence. And Henry and I, you know, he was the only one I told that. I says, sometime when I saw that trophy, I thought, shit, I'm going to win it tonight. I can just feel it. You know, I've seen the trophy. And then in the end, it got a little bit of the thing, because when I didn't see it, then we were sort of, you know, a bit concerned, but obviously we went for it. But when it's by accident, you know, if somebody came walking with it or somebody or I saw it anywhere, you know, it would be. I says, "Oh, we're going to win it tonight." And I used to say to Henry, "I've seen the trophy," or he said, "I've seen the trophy."
I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
you won three amazing world titles. Was there obviously probably was quite special to win your first one? Did any of them feel a bit more special than others, or anything like that? What was your?
I think 75 was quite special for me because there was a few things in, but 71 I didn't expect to win up there. I just hoped that I would be on the picture, as in the first three. But then I got injured in 74 when tore my ligaments over in my foot, you know, the world final when Ivan and I ran into each other in the 74 world final. And I was lying there at the hospital in Gothenburg, and I was saying to myself, next year is going to be my year. You know, I set the goal. I'm going to do it at Wembley, and then I really worked hard for that. And then, you know, I won it at Wembley, and I felt really good with it. And track was not very good then, but that was the same for everybody. They should have ridden on some of the tracks we have ridden on in the 70s. I mean, Jesus, you never moaned about the track. It was just that was the conditions, and it was the same for everybody.
Yeah.
So you know, that was the same. A lot of riders, you know, when you had the briefing or something, or it was a wet track, everybody says, "Oh, what are you going to do about the track?" To the referee, what? Well, we're running, and then Ivan and I used to look at each other. Says, "Well, we don't have to beat him. He's beaten himself already." And then the next one got on. They were all worried before. We were just saying it's going to be easy and easy. You know, it's going to be wet though. We'll have to live with that. I remember a funny story as well in the Nordic final once in Denmark. It was wet, and Ove Funden was there. All the Swedes. We had about 8, 9 Swedes in, and then there was a couple of Norwegians.
No. Bummer. Loving the stories as well from Ollie. So when it kicks him off, I'm like, no. Oh, what a bummer! What a bummer! What a bummer! Just quickly look at these questions. No surprise, the great Ole Olsen is still in demand. Yep. Martin Forum. It's not. Is it not on to ask Ollie about putting on events when he rode for Wolverhampton? He was screaming for his head. He became my hero. Maybe. 1970 major. 71 Olsen, 72 major. 75 Olsen, 77 Olsen. Like that, Stephen. Like that. Ollie there? I think Ollie's back. I think we got you back.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. we were sitting in the dressing room, and this Nordic final, and Ove Funden, he was in the meeting as well, and it was raining. It was quite wet, and then Thor Kittelsen, he was the referee. So in those days, we had to give our licenses to the referee. So we all machine examination being, we had to give the license. So the referee, he had all the licenses with him during the meeting, but the briefing before the meeting. And Ove Funden said, "What are you going to do with the track? It's very wet, and it's a bad track as it is." And then Ove Funden, we'll have to wait a little bit or something. And then Thor Kittelsen said to him, "What's your name?" he said. And I was sitting next to Ove Funden, and I thought, I couldn't believe it. "What's your name?" he said. So he said, "Ove Funden." And he took the licenses, and he filled in the licenses, and he got his license out, and he says, "Is there anyone else that don't want to ride?" And then nobody said a word. And he says, "Funden," I said, "I didn't say I didn't want to ride. I'll ride, of course." He says, "Okay, put it back." And then that was it. I'll never, ever forget that. And I've told Thor Kittelsen, he can remember that. "What's your name?" he said. Because he was something. He was a good referee, and he was the one that sort of started that. There were more still on start and did a lot of things. And to him, we were just helmet colors. He said, I don't have anything with anybody. They're just red, blue, white, and yellow. And that's why, and I think that's why it just come out of him, "What's your name?" Then he took him out. So everybody was ready to go on the track.
That's funny. I like that one. Someone put, Thomas Smythe put, is this true? He's put, Ollie wouldn't let his wife wear a certain colour dress on World Final night. Is that right?
No, that's not true at all. And unfortunately, that was also another story. They know a lot about me over there, I can hear. But that was because, and I felt so sorry for my wife, because that was in 1975 as well, I think. Ole, my wife, she was wearing a green dress at Wembley. And some of the girls and all that, I know, Cynthia Bucock and all these, they couldn't believe she was wearing a green dress, for the World Final. And they gave her a bit of stick on that. How could you do that for a World Final? But I won that. For us Danes, green is the color of hope. So, we never thought on that, but I know they even wrote that in the papers, and I think, and Dave Lannon, he was the one that cleared it up a little bit. So, and obviously when I won it, it was okay, no problem then. Or it definitely was some other meetings or what, but anyway, I can't remember what it was, but it was certainly at Wembley. She had that sort of dress on. So, so that is not. I never told her what to wear. She would just tell me to bug off. Then.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. She would say, "Well, you wear what you do, and I wear what I want."
Exactly that. Someone's put Hailey and Ollie. A bit late to the party, but I may, if I ask, is it true that you used kidology on Eric about the policeman in the pits? Thanks for an amazing career. I am so pleased to have been around during those times. Regard, Duncan from Manchester.
Yeah. No, I work with Eric a lot on the psychological part and all that, which I've always done with all of them, as much as I could. But he was good at it. He took it all in and all that. And what I did was at the World Final, when I won it in '71 at Gothenburg, I was sitting outside because just outside the stadium, there's a tunnel down from the dressing room onto the stadium. And that's where we had the pits in there. And there was always heavy fumes and they were warming the bikes up. And I said to Eric, you should go out there, and sit out there in the air. And then a policeman in 1971, he came up to me and said that I was sitting out there and if I was okay. And I said, yeah, I'm just sitting outside and everything. And that happened the same for Eric. When Eric was sitting out there, and Eric still believed that I did that on that, but I didn't really. But I told him at the end, so you give me a bottle of whiskey for it. But obviously, because these great events, when they have 40,000 people that we had there, there's police all the way around the stadium outside. And as soon as you go outside, a policeman will always come up to you and talk to you there and says, everything okay or what? Because people couldn't get in behind the stadium because it was open right out to the parking lot there, or the spectator area at the back. So that's why this policeman came. But it's a great story, and and it worked well for him as well, because everything worked for him up there, and obviously, it's great. And I certainly can't remember it, doing it, but I know exactly what's happening there.
Yeah, that's very cool. I like that. In 2015, Ollie, you were named an FIM legend. What did that mean to you? Do you remember that?
Yeah, that meant quite a lot. I mean, I was pleased with that, and obviously because FIM, I was a lot involved and with the Grand Prix and all that, but also as a member of the racing commission, the CCP, in the time when they started in 75, I think it was. And we had two members. Ivan and I was a member to represent the riders at the CCP on different questions, ruling, and particularly on also equipment, and that. So that was good. So I worked with them. I got a lot of contacts through that, and continued to that after I stopped as well. I was involved with the CCP, and then obviously, we came down and started the 90s and all that, when we started with the Grand Prix idea, and with Jos Fasten and that. So I got in and obviously run that, started the Grand Prix. We ran the last World Final at Voyens in 94, when Tony Ricketson won, and also they signed a contract. I had to work to sponsorship and all that, and TV contract. We got all that in, and we started the Grand Prix in 95.
Mm-hmm. Did you enjoy doing all that? Was you race director, and obviously you oversee all the track preparations and stuff like that? Did you enjoy that side of the sport in the end, Ollie? Just lost Ollie there. Did you? Me tell Ollie I went to see his old engine builder, Guy last week. We'll try and ask that Dave, if I can get to that. Dave Tuncliffe there. Nick Sawyer, hi Ollie and Lee. Did you consider it important that you were captain, and did you enjoy it? Let's get that one off. Is Ollie coming back on now? Here we go.
Yeah, we're back on.
We're back on. We're getting used to it now.
I don't know. I don't know what the hell this is. It's
a weird one. Yeah, I've not had that before.
Sorry
so yeah, that's all right. So you were saying about did you enjoy the doing the race director role and the overseeing obviously track preparation and everything in the GP? Is it frozen again? Oh, come on. Damn. Got Ollie on, and his Ollie's off again. I'll be doing that in a minute. Ollie. Did all you people love doing that chant in the 70s, was it? Everyone got that chant out, Ollie. Sounds like it was even going on in the maternity wards. Oh, that was a funny one. Thanks for that story. Them boots behind you, whose are they, dude? From Peter and Dorothy Bowles. Here we go. Even with the steel shoe still on there, look. So my uncle Martin Ashby obviously wore them, and my dad used them as well. David Ashby. So here we go. Oh. Just showing people boots then, Ollie, when they were waiting. Hello.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I developed that boot with the in
Did you?
1970, I think. Yeah,
It's even got the steel sheathing
yes,
on it. Look.
yeah.
It's
I
mine.
designed that with a German shoe company, that did boots.
Yeah.
And they came to me from Eggenfelden in the south of Germany. They came to me once, and they said, and then I said, you should make a proper speedway boot. And then I helped them with the design and getting the right to fit the steel shoe on the sole on the left had to be different and a bit more narrow and things like that. And we developed something in the front to support the legs and things like that. So that really came up, and that was a great boot, and they're still running them today. I still got
Yeah.
contact with them. Obviously, they designed them a little bit different, and they're inside the leathers and that. And Major, he was the one that had. He wouldn't obviously wear a pair of boots with my name on, so he had to rub that name off.
Did he? He had to rub it off. Have I lost you?
And he did. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah,
are you there?
Yeah, it's still working. Go on.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it was fantastic with him. He wouldn't show that he used the same boots, but everybody wrote him. In the end, he did accept it, so it was quite good. And no, he was great and fantastic, and also some of the kids are still using them, and I helped them a bit. So then he calls me from the factory in Germany and asked me, well, we're being contacted by him, and that should we sponsor him, or what do you think? And I says, well, yeah, you could give him a couple of boots. I feel he's a good boy, or something, and. So I helped them, and also some of them. I said Leon Madsen. Now he's also sponsored by them, so he got into them. So got his boot made in his colors and names, and also shoes for the riders. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, very good. Very good. I've got, I don't know if you remember this, I got a Martin Foran said about an incident about having a coming together of Ron Mountford in something to do with when you rode for Wolverhampton. He goes, we were all screaming for your head at the time, but then you become our hero at Coventry.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fantastic. It was Ron Manford. I remember him as well, but I don't remember that incident. But it probably could. I don't know, but I had the same a little bit when I first came to Wolverhampton. They had Hasse Holmqvist there, Swedish boy, and and I had to replace him. So they were booing me when I first got there, and because they didn't like it, they loved that Hasse Holmqvist, and now these stupid Danes coming and taking his place over, and they don't like that. So I felt a bit sad when I was going there, but obviously it was one of Mike Parker's tracks, so I was more or less ordered to go there. And anyway, we came up against Cradley Heath one night, and there was Bernie Pearson from Cradley Heath. Nobody could beat him around Cradley or lots of time also around Wolverhampton. So we raced against Cradley, and then I passed him, Bernie, from the back. I picked him up and all the way around. And then after that, I was a hero at Wolverhampton. They thought, geez, this was good because they couldn't beat him. So I nipped that Bernie Pearson. And also when I did him at Cradley, it was good. Great fun.
Yeah. I've got Paul Renault. He put, did Ollie used to enjoy those Wolves versus Cradley and the Coventry versus Leicester local derbies? Both of these meetings could be very tasty.
Oh, they were fantastic. He was really good at Leicester as well. And obviously, Parker, Charles Socrates was involved in both of the tracks. But Wolves and Cradley was great stuff. It was a local derby there. It was a killer. I've been escorted out a couple of times out of Crate. I had to lie on the back seat of the car with a blanket over. They took me out because they were going to rip everything apart when you beat them. They really went into it, crazy. It was good. It was great, great enthusiasm.
Mm. I think there was one as well. I'm sure there was an incident at Coventry between you and Martin as well once. I think Martin come off in the first corner. You come together or something, and Martin come off in the first corner. I think there was. I used to have a picture of it somewhere. I can't remember if I still got it.
Well, there's a few there's coming off because we were all going for the same spot. So, there it is.
Is that it, Ollie? Yeah.
Yeah, that's me on that inside. Is that Martin laying down there?
Yeah, that's Martin. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was at Coventry.
The Robins.
Because I think he broke his collarbone that night.
He must have fallen off there, Mike. I didn't touch him, did I?
I don't know. That's what we'll have to ask you. You can't remember these things anyway, can you?
Yeah,
it's all.
I can't remember that. I can't remember that. But, I think you could see it was a bit wet as well there.
Yeah, it does look quite wet as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Tony Way said, "Did Ollie enjoy racing in California in the 70s?"
Yeah, that was okay.
I can see your question, Andy. You've asked about Martin and my dad, and I just see that you asked that. Martin's not been too well lately, I don't think. Had not been too well. Bless Martin's not been too well lately, Andy. And if you didn't know, my dad actually passed away in 2015, unfortunately, mate. Did Ollie enjoy the responsibility? Try not to think about that question too much, Andy, because otherwise I'll be gone. Sorry, mate, but I answered you there anyway. Here's Ollie. Hold on. Here we go. Ollie. We're used to it now, aren't we?
Yeah.
we carry on like nothing's happened.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but it's I managed to get it on again. I don't know why. I have to reload it. So okay.
Nick Sawyer put, did Ollie enjoy the responsibility of being captain, and what did it involve in them days?
Yeah, it was okay to be captain. I mean, it was obviously I was quite involved in that, and with Charles and all that, these things sort of, with riders and what do we do, and was involved with the riders as well to make sure that they were on the ball and they wanted to win and things like that. I remember when we beat Hull down there for the league championship, when Ivan and all them came down, and I told our boss, you got to make sure you got some tires, new tires to put on if it really gets a bit desperate, so we have a good edge on. And they all, they all used to say, well, I only use one tire. Well, you don't here, you use more if you have to. So because we're going to win and all that. And then I remember Ivan was telling me after we beat them down there, and he said, yeah, Ollie, you did the trick because you could get the riders to change tires. My boys wouldn't do that. So I said, well, that's not, you should have told them that should do. But it wasn't the tires side. We were a better team. So I enjoyed that. It was great, because, we worked a lot together. Obviously, it's a team, so you got it together,
Yeah. Obviously, you won the World Team Cup 3 times, I think it was. What were your memories of winning that with Denmark, Ollie? Special things?
Well, that was also great, particularly the first one we won in 78 down in Landshut, I think it was. And it was really good. It was fantastic because we were totally outside. And then also, as I was the coach, 85 we won at Lesno. That was a fantastic win we had down there, because we were sort of outside. It was the American and England and Australia, and that, so they were all sort of, we were just sort of the thin beer, that was at the end. But then in the end, we were world champion at it was Bo Peterson and these Eric and Hans, and we were going well there. Good team.
Very good. So you were a massive 12 times Danish champion. Can you remember the first one you won of that? What did that mean to you at the time?
I think it was in 1967. I think I won the first, but I was in the one. I was second in 66. But I won a few of them, and obviously, there was Denmark was just started. It was more or less some of the dirt track they had here, which was all mixed up with different motorcycles. There were no speedway sort of thing. And we were only about 6-8 juniors that was on speed bikes, and so it developed. And then obviously after I won the first world title and had some training schools and stuff, we were, there was 18 tracks was built in Denmark, speedway tracks, in the 70s, down, from mid 70s and onwards, and obviously Voyance as well. So it was fantastic. It was great stuff.
Who was your sort of closest friends over your speedway career, Ollie? Especially even if it was riders or non-riders, and was it easy to put them friendships aside, even at when you got into racing, obviously?
Yeah, I mean, I had respect for the riders, and all that, and we were pretty close, everybody, in the way of accepting each other, but they were different things. I mean, in the older days it was maybe a little bit tough in some way, and I remember up in Newcastle when I first won the second half final up there when I was in 67, and it was being Colin Goody from Oxford and somebody, I can't remember the other guy was, but I won this final and I was over the moon. We had a scratch race final. There was sort of the second half was qualifying heats and then a scratch race final. And I won that one, and I was coming a bit hard underneath Colin Goody going into the corner. Must have moved him a bit, overdone it a bit, but I won this race. And I came into the pits up in Newcastle, and I was sort of just going up and parking my bike, getting done. And Colin Goody and another guy come running over to me. And all they said, I thought they were going to congratulate me on the win. And they took me by the neck and strung me up against the wall. And then they said to me, if you ever do this again to me, we will break both your legs. And I was shaking all over the place. I thought, Jesus Christ, this is going to be tough, this England,
Yeah, you had to sort of grow it quite quickly there then.
Well, he was their living, so they were sort of, they were sort of just, they did it as a job, I was here as doing more. I mean, I would have done it for nothing.
Yeah.
But from them, it was a living of it,
Yeah. That was very funny. Do you have any regrets from your speedway career, Ollie?
No, I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't, I haven't done anything. I mean, don't really look back on things, that I have regret or what. I mean, it's like you don't see a bad movie several times either, do you? So you can't do much with it. But no, I don't regret anything. On the contrary, I feel quite good with what I've done and what I've created and things like that. Obviously, I would have done a few things different, if I had the knowledge that I got now. I used to think my father, he didn't understand it also when I was 20. And, but when I got 40, I thought, it's not too bad. And when I crossed the 50, I thought, Jesus, he was an older.
Yeah. I think we've all been in that position.
That's it.
Obviously, you won a lot as a team rider and as an individual, Ollie. Did you prefer to be riding as an individual in an individual meeting, or did you prefer the team racing more, or the same, or did you have a preference?
No, I like the team. I like the league. I thought
Yeah,
that was really good.
yeah.
It was good to bring some enthusiasm in and some.
We don't mind. We're still getting to chat with Ole Olsen. I can cope with him coming on and off. Not a problem. No problem. Privileged to speak to the man. You can come on and off 150 times if he likes. Andy, sorry about that, Lee. I'm from Martin's hometown of Marlborough. I'm friends with Morgans from Great Bedouin in Punkerford Lake. No problem, Andy. No problem, mate. No problem at all. I remember them areas as well. Obviously, my dad is actually buried up in Marlborough. Up in the Marlborough Forest, mate. St. Catherine's. So I go over to Marlborough when I can. I think Ollie's going to come back. Oh, hopefully Ollie's back. Here we go. Got you.
We're back on again.
We're back.
Yeah.
I forgot what we were saying now. What ride? Was there any riders that you didn't like racing against, Ollie?
No, not really.
No?
You know, I didn't mind racing against everybody. You know, it was not really. I mean, no. I know a lot of people didn't like riding against me, but I think so.
That's because they were losing.
Well, Egon Müller, he was one of them. He didn't like that at all. He didn't like because I mean he was a long track rider, and you know when he did good on speedway as well, but he didn't like us coming so fast under him, you know. And if we missed the gate light, he had very fast engines, and he didn't like that. He came under him 100 miles an hour to try and move him around a bit because he shut the throttle off a bit early going in or something. And he never liked that. I remember that. I remember him complaining once in Germany to the referee. He thinks that I'm going to ride him off the track. And I says, well, Jesus, as long as I don't touch you, I'm not going to ride you off. I'm just going to beat you if you're in front of me or have a go at it.
Yeah. Was you surprised when Egon won the Speedway World Final? Was that sort of around 84, I want to say, 84, 85?
No, not really so much because it was we knew that he was going to be tough going down there because in practice, you know, the track was very slick. And then obviously they headed up and it was a totally different track for the actual final and also lots of grip on it. And it was just him, you know, with a top-tuned engine from Landenhammer and things like that. So he was going to be fast. And it was a big 400-meter track, you know, similar to like a big running track. So he was going and he was fast there, yeah.
Actually, I don't. Excuse me. I don't think we've asked that. Actually, I have all the questions we've asked. Andrew Pollard put, "Hi Ollie, great to see you looking so well. What was your favourite track in Britain and on the continent?"
I like Wembley. You know, I thought it was good. Wembley was a good, but obviously Wolverhampton and Coventry, they were good tracks. But I didn't have any particular tracks that I especially liked. But those were obviously my home tracks and all that, and I liked them. Coventry was always a very good track and good to race on. But I liked other tracks, King's Lynn and all that, Ipswich, you know. Sometimes in the exit, and then I got to know that as well. Newport was a little bit special, but I never got quite the hang of it. But still won a few races there. So and on the continent also the same. I like the Golden Helmet in Pardubice, the track, the old track they had there was very good. with the 6 riders in the finals and 6 laps. It was great stuff. But all tracks I thought was quite good. And it was about the same. We turned left at the end as well, you know. And some are narrow, some are a bit, and there's some a bit more wobbly than others, and a bit different grips. We had to adjust to it all.
So you won seven of them Czech Golden Hammers. Is that right, Ollie?
Yes, that was fantastic.
Have you got them? Have you got them?
Yeah.
Have you?
So it was fantastic. And they're especially to win. And I was very pleased, obviously, you know. But I won that first one in 1970 there, and it was great. You got a brand new bike as well, so to come back. But it was a thing, and I went to the Jawa factory, you know, after Pardubice. They were lying in Divišov. That's about 60 kilometers south of Prague, and where the little factory is. And in those days, it was in the communist time, you know, a bit tough going there. But so in the factory, when I got out to the factory, they had the engineers, they had a little office and stuff there. But into the old factory, to the actual factory where they produced all the things, all the workers here, they always had to see this helmet. And I went into there, I showed them, and they couldn't believe they tried helmet on and everything, and it was fantastic. It was such a lovely time there. They loved, and they thought it was great doing that. And then obviously also when I got to the airport, the whole bit knew about that I won this helmet again, so it was top treatment, first class flight back to England. So
nice.
you know, went through customs a lot. It was something. That golden helmet was something special, and still is. You know, it was famous in those days. And then there was a lot of Russians and East Germans and all that. It was a tough meeting, a lot of riders, and you sort of had to do qualifying and up to get into the final. And the first time I was there was in '69, I think. No, '68. And I was here. That's when the Russians Prague all over the place. I was here with Funden, Obi Funden, and we were driving in the car in the Prague when they painted all the signs over and all that. They're all big tanks in Prague. But we got to Pardubice, and I won that B final then. I was seventh place then, and I remember I won a big crate with beer in. You know, a wooden, what do you call a barrel? A beer barrel. And I still got that down here in my cellar.
That's very good. Wow. Bet it's empty though. It's only internet. We're talking to Ole Olsen, who cares? We won't hold it against you, Ollie. Andy Richards put a real gentleman as Ollie and looking very well. Yeah, very well. Very good. Looking very, very well, Ollie. I think the last time I saw him was obviously when he was at the GP. Yeah, Stephen. I'll have to tell Ollie that. I remember that he was. Oh, there we go. Hopefully Ollie's here now. Oh, I think we got you back. I think
we're there.
Yeah. We're there.
Yeah. We'll have to do this sometime where, you know, again, I owe you one on this. I don't know what it is, but haven't had it before. I'll have to find out, you know, why this happens. Because if it's from here, I don't know, or it's you, I don't know. But
I seem to have had internet all night. I don't know.
Pardon? Have you had problems with it, have you?
No, my internet seems to have been okay tonight, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it must be from here then. There's something. The internet here seems okay as well. I don't know what it is.
Strange, isn't it? It's literally like gives you sort of 5 minutes and then cuts off, doesn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
Who would, if you had to say who the best 3 riders that you've ever raced with, Ollie, in your career, who would you say they were?
Oh, that's difficult to say, but as I said before, there's lots of them. They were all, in my opinion, they were all good riders. I don't have any particular things that I think are better than others, but I think they were all good. Obviously Ivan and these, well, he was in the top notch, but Michinek, Peter Collins, Michael Lee, I can't even remember all of them, but they were all the same. They were good, lots of the good Swedes and all that. Sorensen Justin, and Torbjörn Harrison and all these.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
enjoy
Bang
any?
Jansen, Bang Jansen,
Oh
Gude
yeah,
Nordin.
yeah.
Yeah, they were all Tommy Jensen. They were all good. Bernd Pearson. Oh, lots of them. And Reidar Eide, from Norway, and all these guys. They were all rode in Scotland. They were Vikings, so they came into Scotland, Edinburgh and Glasgow. Yeah.
Someone's just popped up and said, "Hi, Ollie. I remember your battles with Ray Wilson at the Pride of the East many years ago. Great times."
Yeah, Ray Wilson. Yeah, sure. Around Leicester, that it was. He was the top knot there. He was also a very good rider and very fast. Yeah, he was the one, and his dad was a promoter there at Leicester. So it was good. We had some good races there and good meetings.
Do you watch any other sports you enjoy watching, Ollie?
No, I watch a bit of football when it's good, and but not I don't take ice hockey, But no, in the spare time, I go a bit of hunting, which is the one I do,
All right.
like that.
Do you still watch? Do you watch any of the? Do you sort of oversee any of the British League Speedway stuff now, or the GPs or anything? Do you still do that?
No, I don't. I don't watch some. Sometimes I watch it, but obviously the Grand Prix and all that. I've seen them like this year, but lots of them I've been around and I watch them, and I can watch if there's a British final, what I can see it on. So, but not something that I go and sit down and wait for. Some of the Swedish league matches I watch as well, but it's just by coincidence when I know that they're on. Obviously, the ones in Denmark, but apart from that, no.
What did you think about Jason Crump's comeback into the British League for Ipswich and stuff like that for this year that he was going to do?
Yeah. I think sometimes it's good. It's good. It's okay, but well done. I just feel a bit sorry for them that they don't stop when they finish. And then they should go. But if he enjoys that, it's up to him. Good luck to him. It's well done.
You did a fantastic, obviously, a thing with when you've got the Voyens track and everything going and everything. Do you still go down there now? Still involved?
To where?
Your track that you made, obviously.
Oh, build at Voyens, you mean?
Yeah, Voyens, yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. I come out there now and then. Yes, I do. Yeah. So, but that's Jakob's taking that over now.
Jakob, yeah. Does he
So,
sort of always ask your advice for stuff, and do you work together?
Yeah, he's. I mean, he was. Well, now he knows what he wants, and he goes for that, which is good. And now it's just to see that it comes on again, which is good.
Someone's obviously mentioned Phil Crump and John Bolger as well.
Yeah, John Bolger. Yeah, John Bolger. Yeah, also he was a great rider, and yeah, lots of the Australians were good, So and Kiwis.
There's a lot of top number ones on them times, weren't there, Ollie? All right then, Ollie. Well, like you said, if you ever want to do it again, and we'll try and resort it out, and hopefully it'll.
Let's try and do that, and I'll try and find out what's on. I'm sorry that it went out, and whatever, but check up on it. But before it goes now, thanks, Lee, and all the best here, and everybody that's on it. We haven't disappointed them too much when we fell out, but we'll do another one. We'll come on, and I owe you an hour or two. So okay,
Oh, thank you
so
very
we
much.
can
Thank you
do
very
that
much, Ollie.
when sometime.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
do that in the new year. I'll sort that out with you. Thanks, Ollie. Much appreciated, and it's an honor to
Thank you.
speak to you. Thank you, Ollie. Merry
Same to
Christmas.
you, and have a very good Christmas and everything, and all.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Ollie. I think he got that in. I think we got that in before he went. Top man. I think we got our Merry Christmas in just before he went there. Fair play to Ollie. I really appreciate that he persevered with that. Obviously, just having a little bit of a connection problem there. But fair play. He persevered with that. I appreciate that. Ian Terry, what a great, interesting interview, Ollie. Thanks, guys, from Amanda. Brilliant show, you two. I saw that, Barney. Did you see me laughing? I see you do that. You two could make a good comedy act. In the end, we were like that. It was just like run of the mill. We knew we were going to get cut off and he was just going to come back on again. We were almost carrying on like it didn't happen in the end, weren't we? Brilliant. We did what we could. To be fair, we've still done 2 hours and 35 minutes, and he did come on pretty quickly after he went off. But sorry about that, guys. But we got to speak to Ole Olsen. So, wow. Another wowzer. I'm more than happy. What a legend he was of the sport. What an absolute legend. Mr. Ole Olsen. And he's said as well that he would come on again for a couple of hours. He owes a couple of hours. Fair play. We'll take that. Much appreciated. And hopefully, if we do it again in the new year, hopefully we'll get an uninterrupted one. It'd be cool. Jeanette Hubbard, another great interview, Lee, and thanks for Ollie for his perseverance. Yeah, we do thank him for that. Fair play to him. I will send him a message as soon as I get off of here. Just thank him for persevering with it. I think he was annoyed with it. And he was doing like, you're being very cool about this. We were trying. Brilliant. Thanks from Neil. Have a great Christmas, Lee. What a show. Thanks, Andy. So yes, people, before I go, I better keep them up to date. What have I wrote down here? I've got a little write up here. Look. So we got Gordon Crockard on tomorrow. Wednesday night. Multi-British champion motocross rider, GP winner, and then obviously for you Speedway fans that are still on now, we're going to go for a Boxing Day bonanza, let's call it. We're calling it JD and Friends, Mr. John Davis and Friends. We're going for Boxing Day evening, 7 p.m. UK time. Fingers crossed we don't have any internet problems. But we're looking to have John Davis and Friends. I know you've all been messaging me saying how cool it was and how much you enjoyed the John Davis one. It was an amazing interview, that's for sure. Everybody, even people that didn't even really know Speedway or that interested in Speedway, were hooked to that interview. So he'll be back on Boxing Day evening, along with Neil Middleditch. Everyone remembers that Neil Road, good Speedway rider. And obviously everyone knows from this time, this era, he was obviously an amazing manager for the Pool Pirates and won many leagues over the years, and also for Team GB as well. Then we're going to have, hopefully, fingers crossed, a couple of Americans. I've got it confirmed with Dennis Sagalos, who come on tonight. Thanks for coming on tonight, Dennis, and asking a question or speaking to Ole Olsen. So Dennis Sagalos is going to come on. What an absolute legend of American Speedway and British Speedway as well he was. And hopefully, fingers crossed, Steve Gresham as well. And then also is going to appear as Steve Luxton. You might remember him, the former American Gladiator Cobra. He's going to come on as well. I know he's an avid Exeter fan. I know he did Cycle Speedway for Exeter. And I also know he's got a really cool museum of memorabilia that he's got at his own place. If I remember right, it was something Mahal, Taj Mahal. I can't remember the exact name of his museum, but it's very cool. My man, Budge, just one of them things, but you still made the best out of a bad situation. It's a great show. Thanks, Budge, for coming on. Hopefully your dad got to see the man, Ollie Olsen. Jackie put, great to spend an evening with my idol despite the issues, but glad you both stuck with it. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you, Jackie. Great job. Sadly, I came in late. It's snowing here in Canada. Wow. There's no name on that, but keep it up. Keep it up. Really enjoying your stuff on here. Thank you very much, whoever that was, and all the best in Canada. Hope it's not snowing too bad. Great stuff. Thanks to you both, Mick Yardley. Great interview. Ollie kept popping up like a world champion advent calendar. That's a good one, Paul. And by the way, I did get your voicemail as well. And the reason I couldn't answer your phone, I think both times you've rang me, I was in real sketchy positions. And today I was literally out in the garden in the pouring down rain with a bike, trying to scrabble around with a bike when your call came through. But I did hear your voicemail, Paul. So hopefully we'll get a call with each other at some point. I met Ollie in the street at Cardiff, real genuine bloke. Yeah, very nice bloke. It's nice to be able to speak to these superstars of the sports. But they're very down to earth, all the Speedway guys, which is really nice. Jeff Daniels, top job despite the problems, which can't be helped. Merry Christmas, be back Boxing Day. Great, Jeff. See you there. Hopefully it should be a cracker. We all know what John Davis is like on his own, let alone with some friends to have some banter with. Obviously, Neil Middleditch, mid-low, as everyone knows him. Dennis Segalos, and hopefully Steve Gresham as well. That'd be cool if we can get Steve Gresham on. Not seen much of Steve Gresham for quite a while. Really looking forward to Boxing Day. We thought it was a good idea because remember John Davis suggested we should do it on Christmas Eve, and I said there'd be way too many blokes doing presents on Christmas Eve, John. There'd be way too much men rapping going on late on Christmas Eve. Then we thought, actually, we had a good think about it, and we thought Boxing Day. Most people have done all the Christmas thing, the presents thing, the eating thing. You're normally on the second day of the turkey, aren't you? The leftovers and all that. And normally we're watching some crappy movie come Boxing Day night. So we thought that could be a good one. Dave Mander, Hailey, was there the night Martin crashed against Ollie, just racing coming together, but the vans kicked off big time. Never been more frightened at a Spearo match, but what memories. Yeah, I did mention it to Ollie. I even showed him the picture, but obviously remembering back then. Apparently, they did come together in the first corner. Obviously, if you're a Swindon fan, you'll say that Ollie had him off, and if you're a Coventry fan, you'll say that Ollie didn't. It's one of them ones. But as we all know, that happens in Speedway, coming together in the first corner, and we know what happens, don't we? Whether that rider admits to a purpose coming together or an extra shove of normality, people are not going to be too keen to say either way, are they? Barney, Merry Christmas, Lee, all your family, and great to catch up with you next year and have a drink. Yes, we'll do that, Barney. And I'll tell you what a cool one would be. How about some Kennett brother love? That'd be good. Get a couple of the Kennetts together. That'd be a good one in the new year. Barney, what do you think? That'd be cool. I just spoke to Stuart Flockhart earlier, yesterday as well, the other day when he had a ticket for the Chad Reed stuff behind me. And I was talking to him about having him and Stephen Sword, two Scottish motocross boys on together. That'd be a good one. I think this could be a good idea of getting a couple of guys on together. We won't be at Ollie's house though. Merry Christmas to you, Barney, and all your family. And yeah, we'll definitely have a lot of catch-ups to be had next year. It'd be good to see everyone. Get down to the Speedway tracks. I should try and get myself around to a few, not just Swindon. I should get myself around. I had an invite from Mr. Team Greenman from the BSMA Day and Mr. Tony Marshall give me an invite to go down to Ipswich. So I'll probably take that invite up and get down to Ipswich, and that'd be cool to go and have a look down there. I haven't been there since quite a while ago when Lee Adams was still riding. I remember we were getting beat up by Ipswich, and then when they had the old tactical rules, well, I think we got an 8-1, Mads Corneliusson and Lee Adams. We ended up winning. So it wasn't too bad for the drive home back from Ipswich. But hopefully I'll be able to get around to a few tracks next year and meet a lot of the people that we get to speak to on these shows we've been doing. So that'd be cool. That'd be nice. And maybe hopefully some cool little live interviews, do some lives on my group, speak to riders. during and after meetings. That'd be good. Here she goes. There's my lovely mother. Can I have an evening with Bruce Pennell? That literally is just you and Bruce Pennell, yeah, man. I've got him obviously coming on, that you've obviously probably seen me put out there, that Bruce asked, because I said about coming on with a live. I did do one with him as a Skype interview that people can see on YouTube. I did a one with Bruce a few months back, a recorded Skype interview, but I did mention to him about coming on live. I think the fans would love to speak to him live, obviously. Fans, this one here. And he said about he'd love to come on with Eric Gunderson, so that'd be a cool one. So in the new year, I will sort that out with Eric Gunderson and Bruce Pennell together. And Barney put he'd love to, so that'd be cool to get some Kennets on together. That'd be awesome. So plans are coming together. Look, Kennets together, Bruce Pennell and Eric Gunderson together. Boxing Day bonanza on its way. Plans, plans, plans. And no, ma'am, you cannot have your own interview with Bruce Pennell, but you can come on. I expect you'll be on super much, won't you, on that night when Bruce is on? Laney's put, don't be rude, Jenny. Right, is that all I was going to say before I go quickly? I've said about the Gordon Crockard multi-British motocross champion. It'll be on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. UK time. People haven't already, get hold of me for a ticket for the AMA legend, Supercross champion, motocross champion, Mr. Chad Reed, the Australian that went over and kicked some American butt for a while. He's now retired, Mr. Chad Reed, so there won't be too many of these bits going around anymore. The 2-2. This is when he rode the British GP in Matterley, when he came over from America to come and ride that. That's his actual kit, and it's signed the shirt there. So if you want to message me for that, you can do. And obviously, I've mentioned on the Boxing Day thing. Also, I was going to say, any people out there that want to do any advertising or sponsoring through us, that would be amazing. I've only got 2 going at the moment, so that'd be appreciated. Any support out there would be cool. So if anyone wants to, as you can see, you can have the sponsors going along the bottom of the page there, look. Plus we can mention them all on social media and on my website as well, where I do like countdowns of the next interview and stuff, and there's loads of stuff on there. It says about sponsors, what we do, what I do, and all sorts of stuff on there now. How about an interview with Greg Hancock? Working on that, Jackie. I think Mr. Eric Gunderson said he was going to try and hook me up with that one, so fingers crossed on that. Can't wait for Bruce and Eric. That'd be amazing. Certainly will, Rob. So yeah, so I've spoken to, I've confirmed that with Bruce and Eric Gunderson, so they're definitely going to come on together. Just got to sort of time. So obviously with Christmas nearly here now, we will literally sort it out in the new year, which sounds ages away, but we're already on the 21st of December, so it's not long away. I'll sort that out. What else was going to say? Obviously, I've got the new bike competition coming. The Rob Herring bikes just literally left. As you see, the chap having a little go on it on the video I put out the other day. So now I had delivery of that bike now. I've got a brand new bike this time, not an Evo one. Brand new 2021 250cc 2-stroke Yamaha. It's going to be the next competition. I have put some pictures up. I'll show you. Here we go. And apparently as well, they're going to be literally like hard to get hold of now. Apparently all these new bikes. I did ask the shop owner who brought the bike, was that down to this European thing, or was it COVID? And he said it's down to COVID. So there we go. There she is. The new 250cc 2-stroke Yamaha 2021. I'll give you a few pictures of it. Look, there she is in the kitchen. A few more pictures, look. It's amazing how all these new bikes come with sort of XL rims on and stuff as standard. It's pretty cool. But this is the first brand new bike I've been in receipt of since I was racing myself, and since I had a new Honda in '99. So only 21 years ago was the last time I had a new bike in my presence. But there she is. She's a beauty. Very nice. It was the only bike I never raced, the Yamaha, actually. Raced the Kawasaki, Suzuki, Honda, even the TM that we all know about that I took back. But she's a beauty, people. So that is going to be the next bike competition. Imagine winning that. Brand new 2021 250cc 2-stroke. She's a peach. So I will let you all know when we're going to launch that. As I said, if people can get hold of me as soon as possible on the Chad Reed kit, that'd be appreciated. So we could get that sorted out. That'd be cool. Great set of memorabilia. That'll be for someone. Not only the shirt signed, but also the full bottoms as well that you can see behind me with the 2-2 on the butler and all that. Very cool. I just wanted to remember if I had to say anything else. I think that's it. Oh yeah, I did. What a dickhead. My mum. I said that was the only bike I didn't race. Of course I did. You started on a Yamaha. Duh. So I did ride a Yam. What a dick. I actually started on a Yam that Dad made. He made me an 80cc Yam in 1989, my first year, 12 years old. Hence, I became number 12 and stayed number 12. I was 12 years old. Isn't that a story, Mother? I was 12 years old and born on the 12th of February. So we went with number 12 and I stayed number 12 my whole entire career in motocross. I did start on an 80. Yeah, what a dickhead. So I did ride a Yamaha as well. I've been telling people that story as well. So I did ride a Yamaha as well. Forget that. Forgot all about that. What a dickhead. Brilliant. So I did ride a Yamaha as well. Correct. There she goes. Got the seal of approval there. I can't believe I'd sold people there. It's the only bike I didn't ride. And I did ride a Yam. I even posted up them pictures of all my racing days, didn't I? That young lad that did all the copies of me, what I looked like in them racing days, and even put the Yam one up. Oh dear, losing the plot here. Right, so I better get off. And I'll speak to you people all soon. I'll be back on Wednesday night for Gordon Crockard, the Irish motocross star. He now works for Honda. And yeah, I think that'll be a very good interview. I think the motocross fans are looking forward to that. And he was a great rider, multi-British champion winner, and he won GPs as well. Fought for the world title. Great rider. So that'll be interesting on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. UK time. Then you obviously know the Boxing Day Bonanza with JD and friends. And then we'll let you know what we're going to be doing in the new year. And obviously we've got the brand new bike competition to launch, which I'll sort out with my man, Mr. Wheeler. Decide when we're going to open that up. But I need to sort out the Chad Reed full kit stuff as well. And I've got some other memorabilia stuff still to sort out. I've got a Ricky Carmichael Makita Suzuki Fox shirt signed by the man RC. I got a Roxon GP shirt when he used to race in the GPs. Mr. Ken Roxon, I got his signed. Got a Tommy Searle Kawasaki one signed. And there is another one. Oh, I've got the full kit of Mr. Jeffrey Hurlins as well. Same as like behind. He's got a real cool butt patch thing there as well. He's got Into the Lion's Den, which is a really cool one on some bottoms he's used. And the shirt is signed as well by Jeffrey. So that's another cool bit of memorabilia as well. So we've got all that to come. But at the moment, if we can, people can message me on the Chad Reed stuff, I'd be appreciated. Get at me for that. And then we'll be launching the brand new bike. Amazing. What a prize that's going to be. A brand new bike, 2021. Wow. And apparently, pretty much what matey said, they're going to be like rocking horse shit, he said. Literally, you won't be able to get a new bike. Any of the brands pretty much soon. That's the situation with the COVID and stuff, and the factories are not going to full capacity, this and that, and not building the bikes and not sending them over apparently. So these new bikes are going to be pretty short on the stock list apparently. So yeah, so that'd be, I suppose it'd be a cooler fact that it won't be any of them around. You won't be able to buy one even if you did have the money. So what a prize that'll be. Can't wait to draw that one. So fingers crossed to people for that. And I have had thanks as well, people, for the message. I've had quite a few messages actually inquiring about the Yamaha thing, but obviously I haven't launched it yet. But you can just keep an eye on my in my Facebook group, Motocross and Speedway Memories, and I'll let you all know when we're launching that. Good job, your mother has a good memory. I can't believe I just didn't even think of that. Weird. So then, people, thanks for joining us tonight. We were with the legend, Mr. Ole Olsen. Had a few little technical difficulties. Ollie kept jumping off of the feed, but fair plays. He did persevere with all. We really appreciate that. I'll message him when I get off, and he did say that he promises us another couple of hours, another time for us. So that'd be awesome to look forward to in the new year, won't it? And hopefully we'll get no distractions on that one then in the new year, so we can still get to speak to the man again himself. That'd be awesome. So thanks for everyone on for tonight. I will speak to you all soon. See you all Wednesday night. Anyone that's going to come on, motocross fans or anyone interested in that. So I'll speak to you all then. Good night and God bless. Merry Christmas to everyone as well. Hopefully you've got a lot of your presents done. I've been scrabbling over the last few days. Having problems at Argos and all that. Jesus, giving me the wrong stuff and not giving me the right stuff and all sorts of stuff going on. So I've been in panic stations as well. Luckily, my Laney Lou's helping me. But yeah, good night and God bless everybody. I'll leave you with this saying of my old man. It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Unless they're not being nice. Speak to you all soon, people. Thank you very much for tonight. Thanks for your questions. Thanks for persevering with us. Hopefully next time Ollie will be all sorted with the internet. Fingers crossed, and lots more to look forward to in the new year and over Christmas. So speak to you all soon. Ciao, Bella.